Hey everyone, how's it going? Oh wait, 1 second. We're not on a green screen, I promise. What's going on? Anyway, how's it going everyone? I have a very cool visual. You all are about to see it. There we go. Ta-da! Hey, we're in my YouTube office with some movie magic.
We set up a green screen to project the wall behind us.
Very, very smart. Issue is we don't have the stuff to actually use a green screen, right? So our entire wall looks wrinkled. But we've got a visitor over here, the Demon Sniper Rifle. Hey, it's first time making it to your stream. I was listening to your music just now. Oh, thank you so much, Donovan. Let's see, who else do we have?
Fun update about the music. I just finished the process of getting it uploaded to every major streaming platform.
Woo!
It'll take about a week for that to propagate out, but soon it'll be everywhere.
Yes, I am making Cthulhu a moderator.
Cthulhu hasn't been?
No, Cthulhu hasn't been.
Also Sonics.
Sonics, yeah.
And we can add the Peacekeepers if we
I'll
want.
let you take care of that. But yeah, how's it going, guys? Today we're going to be reacting to some Death Battle, which I'm actually really excited for.
It's in French.
Oh, sorry. Can't you tell it's moderator?
I just saw foreign words.
Yeah, my phone is in French. I started learning French last year, so I changed like my Switch and my phone and my everything, except my computer so far, to French.
Ink will send me screenshots all the time and be like, look at this, and it's French, and I have no idea what he's talking about.
Yeah, I'm learning Portuguese now. I just started it. I was doing German, and then I realized something. I don't like learning German, but we have a bunch of animators who are from Brazil, so started learning Portuguese so I can communicate to them a bit better. Stylish, I would totally take you up because I need speaking practice. My French is pretty subpar. But I did learn what's totally the French national anthem, and not a song from Les Miserables. Oh, I do this every freaking time. Is I try to drag something around on the screen. Really, I ought to just stop trying to drag stuff on the screen. But there we go. All right. I can teach you a bit of Greek. Very cool. I tried to learn Spanish. It drove me nuts. Yeah, I love learning languages. I think I've had to really change my approach because people in general just don't know good ways to learn language, and then they try to learn it in school and don't learn it because they're trying to learn it in school very well. So yeah,
I took 3 years of Spanish in school. Thank you very much. I definitely remember all of it.
See, I took French in school, but learned nothing. Let's see. The Gaming Kid says, hi, I've been watching your video since I found out about Smash Bracket from Pop@1. I'm excited for Pikachu vs. Pac-Man. When will it come out approximately? It is coming out on Saturday. I'm very excited for it. It's a really fun fight. It's kind of a different animation style. I don't know, style, feel.
It does feel very different. I can't really describe what it is about it, though.
Yeah, the animator, he's done some other versus battle animations. His name's Gabriel M. But he has a very distinct style.
I think it feels more atmospheric to me, maybe? Is that the word that you would use? Like, it feels like there's more, I don't know, scenery?
I guess, yeah, I don't know.
Theming?
I mean, a lot of people have seen the first minute of the fight, which, by the way, if you guys haven't seen it, we're wanting to do, like, a notification squad preview for each video, or I'm wanting to. I don't know if I've talked to you about it.
I'm fine with it.
But basically, a week before the battle's release, I'm going to release the first minute of animation and then immediately unlist it. Not going to keep it up at all. So the only way you'll be able to see those is if you click the notification bell and enable all notifications, and then that's going to pop up in your notifications tab. But yeah, it feels fast-paced also. Yeah, it does. Really excited to see Ryu versus Lucario. We just let me show you.
That one's coming out really good.
Yeah, let's see, I'm gonna show you just a tiny bit off of my phone. Let's see. Oh dang. So Discord on the iPhone is the worst application at supporting files being shared. You can't preview anything, and it doesn't even let me rotate the screen. DJ Nike, I notice you. Let's see. So this is the first battle that actually has some lore, which is really fun. But yeah, they're fighting on the Field of Fate. Lucario is kind of getting a premonition of Mewtwo versus Sephiroth. Nothing with spoilers. And then seeks out Ryu to help him get stronger. And that's kind of the premise for this one. We got some fun stuff coming up with it. But yeah, I'm really excited for it. Anyway, so should we get into some death battles, or let's answer the questions from the Discord server first?
Yeah, sure. Most of them are telling us to check out specific death battles. We did look through those ones already to kind of put together a list that we're going to be going through today, though, so I'm going to skip any of those requests.
Real fast, we got a donation.
Oh, thank you, Soul Z. When is Shadow vs. Zero releasing again? Also, hello.
So the storyboard for that one's been started, but we've had some issues with the animator. He comes from a small town in Brazil, and his internet has been out for like
2 months?
2 months, maybe 2.5. Then he's also had a couple health complications. I don't want to get into too much, but yeah, so it's a bit on hiatus right now, but should we tell them a bit about the merch we're planning? Or...
Yeah, I think that would be really cool.
So, I don't know if you guys have seen this YouTuber. There's someone named Curtis Connor, which one of my favorite genres to watch on YouTube is guy sitting in a chair reacts to stuff, which, I mean, this has come full circle. But yeah, there's a guy named Curtis Connor. He reacts to a bunch of different things, and he released merch recently that I thought was really interesting. He released a custom, like, Curtis Connor trading card. And then I thought, well, that's the freaking coolest merch I've ever heard of. So we're getting a bunch of trading cards commissioned for Smash Bracket. They're going to be a limited run. Each one is going to be labeled for like the order they were created in. And we're getting some really cool art on them. We've got one of myself. We have one of Lemon. But we also have one representing each episode. Obviously, we can't do like pictures of Nintendo characters on the cards themselves, but we're getting almost like, I don't want to say OCs, but I guess it's an OC.
It's literally one.
It's literally an OC. Okay, I just don't want to say it. That kind of combines both characters into a single one and incorporates different fun parts of the episode. So I'm really, really excited for it. Let's see. How long will the series last for? Couple years?
Yeah.
3 years?
I think we're planning to keep it going indefinitely. Like, the actual tournament will probably be 2 or 3 years. Mm-hmm. But we're going to keep the channel around after that.
Yep. All right, let's get into some questions.
All right. So, talk about the 10,000 subscribers special and also some info on lore if you can.
Yeah, so we have 2 things for the 10,000 subscriber special. I'll start with the easier to explain one. It's a Smash YouTuber Battle Royale, which we actually just decided on today. We kind of wanted to give back a bit since Poppet shouted us out, and on my Inkthings channel, there have been Smash YouTubers who have been super generous helping me out with growth on that with my Rise Up series. And so I just wanted a way to kind of give back to fans of that community who have been helping us grow. So we're going to be animating the avatars for each character, and obviously it's going to be a bit different, or a bit difficult, because there's not super good sprites for all of those, like Quilava or a Delibird, or Mario's Forward Air. So we gotta probably wait until our hand-drawn animator is available, or maybe do in SMF, is that what it's called? The 3D one? But I'm not sure how good those models are. Unless anyone's a sprite artist and wants to help us out a bit, but yeah.
We definitely need some more sprite artists.
SFM. Gotcha. I feel like they won't give Joker his personas because of him only being able to use it in the metaverse. We're also not giving him his arms and legs, because really when he uses them most often he's in the metaverse, and I feel like it's just not representative of the character.
We are giving him the personas.
Yeah.
What we're doing for Joker and for anyone in a similar situation is that even if something might be a little on the border with rules or how we could implement something, we want to have a good representation of the character. And so if saying that some rule would get in the way of presenting what the character actually is, we'll make an exception.
Yeah. Anyway, what else?
Do you want to talk about the lore?
Oh yeah, so we're starting Smash Bracket Story Mode also to celebrate 10,000 subscribers. We're still kind of fleshing it out a bit, but it's essentially going to be kind of a look at why each character is fighting in the Smash Bracket, what they have to gain, and I'm hoping to make it the story mode we never really got with Smash Bros. Like, we've got Subspace Emissary, which is alright, and Adventure Mode in Melee kind of has a story. World of Light has a story, but it's not told super well. So I kind of want to make it the story mode I've always wanted to see, and it's hard to know exactly what it's going to look like, but it's in talks right now.
We're pretty focused on making sure that we present the lore in a fun and satisfying way without, like, overwhelming the video or just making our episodes, like, a lore dump for fan fiction. So we're hoping to find a really good balance that is satisfying to watch, and people can pick up the ties between the episodes without getting in the way of people just casually watching.
Yeah. I'm going to be Ink Eats for a second. I haven't eaten all day because I've been doing YouTube stuff, and I forgot.
I just ate before coming here for the first time.
We are going to do an alternate ending for Mewtwo versus Sephiroth. We're waiting until our animator gets his internet back because we actually have an extra 2 minutes of animation for that. It's hand-drawn in the style of Pokemon the first movie. I won't say too much, but if you want a sneak peek at what it might look like, look up the Darth Vader scene from Rogue One. Just type that into YouTube and you'll kind of get a brief idea of what we're doing.
All right. Let's see. Story mode, death battle. Stylish, I'll check your message in a sec. Are you planning on doing a Smash Bracket themed series for other fighting games or properties, like Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl or PlayStation All-Stars or something like that?
That would be really fun. It's hard to know. We're not going to do that probably at least until Smash Bracket is over. After Smash Bracket, it might be fun to do an assist trophy bracket, but I don't know. We've talked about a bunch of different things, and I've just got no idea where we're going to be. We could be at 100,000 subscribers. We could be at 2 million subscribers. I've got no clue because the series is going to be going for so long.
I think there's a decent chance that whatever we end up doing is going to be based on, like, what people are interested in seeing, though. We've made it a pretty big focus to involve the community as much as we can. Obviously some limits, but I figure, I don't know if we would have a poll, but we would definitely do something people want to see.
Just for you, we'll do Sonic versus Kirby bracket. Every Sonic character versus every Kirby character.
Yeah. Good luck finding another head researcher.
Real fast, I see this question coming up a lot. Tell us about the losers bracket. So when a character loses in the main series we have right now, round 1, they get sent to a loser's bracket, where they have a chance for redemption by fighting every other loser of the series. So eventually another character who maybe they just had a bad matchup is going to be able to join loser's bracket and fight their way up back to a shot at the grand finals again.
I think we haven't decided exactly when it'll start, but we do want to make sure that it's not, like, the loser's bracket isn't holding up the main bracket. So it'll likely be concurrent to some degree. Mm-hmm. We just need to, like, it's not going to start until we have a good enough pool, because we don't want it to just, like, make the losers of every other episode fight each other.
Real fast, Biffweed is fantastic. I really appreciated his shout out. Patrick Cannon mentioned it. I actually go through and I study Biffweed's videos, and what's his name? Nemesis Bloodtyke? I really enjoy seeing what things they like and dislike in a death battle, and then I kind of make notes about that and use it to refine our own series. But yeah.
Alright, next up. What made you decide not to use Supernova in Mewtwo vs. Sephiroth? Honestly, it was mostly because he didn't need it, and we want to save some of the character's most iconic moments for later on in the series when we have more budget to dedicate to them, and we have more hype matchups.
It's a similar reason why we didn't use Meta Knight's theme in Marks vs. Meta Knight. Marth versus Meta Knight, we wanted to save kind of the more iconic stuff for later on in the series.
All that stuff is really cool, and I want to see it as soon as possible, but we don't want to have, like, Supernova in 8 episodes or whatever we end up having for Sephiroth. So, we gotta find a balance, and it's kind of hard, but hopefully it pays off in the long run.
Yeah. Alright, what do we got next?
If a character is completely made up by a fan base, Ink Sans, for example.
Ink Sans?
I don't know who that is, but yes. How would you measure feats?
I know exactly what I would do. I would reach out to the creator, like the fan that made them, because they would know way better than anyone else. And if it's mostly like fan fiction stuff, I would kindly ask them to just do a short 5-second canon cutscene. I'll pay for the animation of the characters performing at that level.
I guess that might actually be on the table. We would just write our own canon to make whoever we want win. Honestly, I have no idea what I would do in that situation. I would probably cry and take a vacation and let the rest of the research team handle it. So, please, patrons, do not make us do that. I think that's the only situation where something like that would probably come up.
Oh, is it Cold Steel the Hedgehog?
No.
I would love to do Cold Steel the Hedgehog versus someone else on that caliber.
Let's see. More suggestions for us to react to.
While you find something, I will say, you mentioned Ink Sans. I'll have you know that in the Minecraft books, there is a horse named Ink. So I scale to Steve. Just want to make that, put that out there.
How are you today? This isn't a joke question. I just want to know how you are.
I'm hungry and stressed. It's Smash Bracket. I love it. I wouldn't change it for anything. It's the coolest job ever, and it's also so much work. Seriously. I think that's our entire lives right now. Just wake up, Smash Bracket, then go to sleep.
Yeah, I've been binging through Minecraft books lately. That's been fun.
Which are actually awesome. They provide a lot of interesting things to the lore.
They've been the best piece of media that I've gone through for the series so far. Oh wait, no, I did Persona Royale. That one was really good.
I'll tell you what isn't the best piece of media is the Metal Gear Solid novelization. I hated that. I hated that so much, and don't look it up, don't Google it, don't support it. It's just so bad.
It almost felt like a parody.
Yeah.
From what you were telling me.
It did, but it was written seriously.
Yeah, that's I think those might be canon now with our new scale.
Yeah.
Oh, someone asked me to talk about that, actually. Mention our new canon scale.
Yes, I'm going to eat while you do it.
So basically, I've got an article that breaks this all down. We're going to be turning it into a video soon-ish, too. One of the mods, if you could link that article, that would be great. But the idea is that we've been pretty inconsistent with canon because everything is inconsistent with canon. You have some series like Final Fantasy where the canon is pretty straightforward because the developers just tell you what is canon. And then there's everything else where it's way less clear and there are 10 billion Mario things and
even
no
if you
one
say
really knows what to count.
All official material, it's not super clear.
Yeah, and honestly, I've seen a lot of people act like canon has some official agreed upon meaning, and it really doesn't. We tried to find some sort of community consensus, and it just didn't exist. So we made our own thing. The idea is that it's taking into account every official piece of media made, and then we run it through a few criteria to see how it holds up and what we're able to take from that source.
Yeah.
It's still kind of in testing. It might change a little bit down the road, but it's definitely gonna keep the core framework at least. And from the testing we've done, it seems pretty solid.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm really excited for that because it does change a decent amount with Fox vs. Sonic, or at least opens up new stuff. To answer a question, no, we don't use a green screen. This is a $10 million studio. It's high class. We're not gonna cheap out and use a green screen or anything.
It is a $10 million studio, and you can tell because they actually sculpted wrinkles into the wall to make it look like a green screen.
Exactly.
And you just don't get that kind of detail from cheap buildings. This is why we need support, is because we spent all of our money on a studio.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, no green screen.
Will the old version of Sonic vs. Fox be added to Season 0, or will it stay in Season 1 and get an outdated note on it?
Probably Season 0. That's the end of that thought. That's what I thought.
That's what I've been thinking too. Should we move that now?
Mm-mm.
Wait until the new one's out?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay, so this is a long one. I will boil it down. It's Stylish posted a conversation that was going on. But the basic idea is what happens in round 2 and onwards or losers bracket if someone fights an opponent that they have seen before. Because, like, will they have knowledge from past fights? Also, I guess to a lesser extent, since this is a tournament, in future rounds, is there any chance of someone gaining knowledge of other fights in the tournament? I said that we hadn't really discussed it as a team yet. My personal thoughts is that if someone has fought an opponent earlier in the bracket, don't eat again. I need your input.
Oh, well, it was just like a tiny bite.
If someone has fought someone earlier in the bracket, then they would keep any knowledge from the previous fights. But I don't know about, like, researching other opponents in the tournament. I'm thinking probably no on that.
Yeah. I'd probably agree with that. The one exception might be, like, Joker or Snake, who have access to intel people, maybe. I don't know. I just thought of that on the spot. This does not represent our official opinion.
Yeah, I think it's something we'll need to talk about as a team. I don't think I'm for that, because that's pretty outside help. But then someone like... shoot, who's a good example? I don't know. I feel like a few characters are pretty good at gathering information on their own. And so maybe they would be able to do that. Maybe we'll have to discuss, like, out-of-fight abilities and how it influences the overall tournament.
When L from Death Note gets added as the final DLC, I think maybe, like, he's a pretty good researcher.
Can Rosalina just remake the universe with her as the winner of the tournament?
That's against the rules.
Can she remake the rules without that one?
While you look up another thing, I'm going to go through a couple of these real fast. Shadow vs. Zero is Smash bracket rules. We've been talking about potentially doing another Kickstarter for our Super Smackdown series. If we could get some funding behind that, it would be a huge help, and we could do some really cool stuff.
I think it will happen at this point, the Kickstarter. We just need to figure out, like, what kind of things we want to fund and what we want to put on offer.
And if it goes well, we could get an editor, and that would save me 60 hours a week.
That would be great.
Let's see. Which fight are you most excited to make? Right now, probably Terry versus Ken. I got it right. I always say Carrie versus 10, but I got it right.
Good job.
We have a lot of really cool stuff. Oh yeah, by the way, the Great Demon's in chat. He runs his own versus battle show, and he just did one on Shadow vs. Zero, which I believe, if I saw the credits correctly, that was made by Nemesis Bloodreich. So go check that out. It was really fun to watch. Let's see. ETA for NES versus Pokemon Trainer, we don't yet. Probably within the next 365 days.
Our schedule is kind of a mess at the moment.
Yeah. Will it be a free-for-all for all 4 heroes? Yes. There will be a battle royale for the heroes, for the Koopalings. Who else? For Minecraft, that's something we've been talking about doing. Because we found out that there's differences in strategy between Steve and Alex, which is really interesting. We had to look real hard for it, but okay. Put yourself in my position. You're a YouTuber trying to grow, and on a silver platter, somebody hands you another Minecraft animation. There's no way. Like, there's zero chance I don't take that up. But yeah, that'll be really cool.
We actually did find in, I don't know if you saw this, but in the last book I went through, the 8th Minecraft book that I went through, I finally found some differences between Steve and Alex. Mostly just supporting the Instagram posts, which is fun. But something. I think it'll be really fun, though, no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
Would you guys be down for a special episode of Smash Bracket that features the bosses throughout Smash Bros? That sounds like a ton of fun.
Mm-hmm.
I'm definitely for it. I don't know if it'll happen, but I love the idea.
Yeah. Last question I'm going to answer. Bowser vs. Donkey Kong hasn't started development yet, but we are having a Mario month in November where everything coming out that month is Mario themed. So we're going to have...
That's going to be Archie Sonic versus Paper Mario, right?
Yeah, that's our Super Smackdown for that month.
Oh,
which is
that
gonna
terrifies
be really
me.
But we're also going to have a bunch of other ones.
That's the only one I remember off the
We've
top of my
got
head.
3 death battles we're reacting to. So let's blow through the rest of these questions.
Yeah, I've got a few more to go through on the Discord and a lot of frogs. Can you talk about the new tiering system you showed off?
Woo!
There is not much to that right now other than the visuals. But the idea is that we've seen a lot of people just boil something down to a label that is usually mostly influenced by power or durability. Usually they're the same. And it feels kind of reductive to say that a character is like planetary and therefore can't lose to anyone else. And I know that that's not like the most... Like, it's not a universal view. I know a lot of people...
And it's not how the system's designed either.
Nah. It's just that there are a lot of people that really want to have a label to stick on the characters to represent how strong they were. And we felt like the ones that we've seen thrown around don't really represent strengths in the same way that we do as a team. And so we're working on coming up with a system to catalog all of the strengths that a character could have, all of the ways they could win a fight, and put it together into our own tiering system to give people to use.
We're probably not going to use it internally, rather just create the guidelines for it. Because the thing is, people are already using tiering systems for this. So we just wanted to make something that's a bit more fitting to our series. Also, hey, Biffweed is in chat. That's super cool. How's it going, Biffweed? I got your name right. I didn't get Nemesis's name right. Or that right there. Anyway. Favorite Pokemon is Garlic Kid. You'll never convince me otherwise.
Is there a possibility for stop motion animation?
I would love to do that. If we ever do Kirby versus Yoshi, that would be the perfect one to do.
That's what I was thinking. But I've also heard that stop motion is prohibitively expensive, which makes me think it might not happen. But it would be really cool if it did. How would you guys take into account battle royales with bracket rules? We apply the rules the same. The biggest difference between battle royales and normal fights is that you have to consider like the order that enemies would prioritize each other,
the relationships between them if they're from the same series.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is that it puts a bigger emphasis on the personalities and usual strategies of a character compared to normal fights.
Yeah.
We always try to take that into account, but it's a lot more meaningful when you have like 4 or 5 characters on the screen at once.
Yep.
Or in a fight. I don't know if they're all in the same screen. Are we doing a sock puppet battle royale? Probably not.
Enough said.
When are Season 0 battles supposed to come out?
They're out.
They are out.
Ta-da! Season 0 is mostly just retconned fights.
Yeah. And then we have some joke suggestions, but there are 49 entries in that thread. So I say we move on to reacting.
Great. So let's go ahead and use some movie magic. Let's leave this room real fast and go to our green screen room. And there we go. So, first up, we've got... Actually, you guys let us know what you want. Kirby versus Majin Buu, Mewtwo versus Shadow, or Link versus Cloud. Those are the 3 options. What should we start with? Let me open this back up. I'm going to go with the first one I see. We're not doing majority rules. Link versus Cloud. Awesome. Oh, wow. Everyone's saying Link versus Cloud. All right, let's do it. And then make it theater mode. We should be good to go.
Awesome.
All right, sweet. Wow, lots of Link versus Cloud.
Second Link versus Cloud.
Yep, second Link versus Cloud.
Oasis is a free.
Oh wait, let me turn off the music.
Easy
All right.
to use add-on for Omen Gaming Hub.
Can you hear that all right, or
It's a
should we turn
virtual
it
room
up?
for you and up to 15 of your friends for
Oh.
private gaming and watch parties.
But Oasis isn't just any virtual room. With
So
low
let's
latency,
skip
17
past
competing.
this.
Stop arguing.
You
Gaming paradise.
Oh wait, we're turning this into a YouTube video, so real fast, bear with me. All right, we're gonna be reacting to Link vs. Cloud Death Battle. We're both running the Smash Bracket show, which is like a tournament between all the different Smash characters to see who's the strongest, and it's pretty similar in format to Death Battle. So let's check it out. All right, cool.
Link,
Should we stay on here?
courageous and
Yeah.
determined hero
Cool.
of Hyrule.
Cloud Stripe, sword swinging, spiky.
Never
hair,
think of Shadow
Sephiroth
versus
Slayer.
Mewtwo.
Each are
I've heard a
powerful
lot
warriors
of bad
in their
things
own
about
right,
it, but
in a
I think
fight
I'm
to
probably
the
gonna
death,
like it.
Which one will win?
He's whiz and
I like
I'm
Shadow
Buster.
and Mewtwo.
And it's our job
so-
to analyze
Me
their
too.
weapons,
Think I'll
armor,
like the
and
episode.
skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Do not watch Mewtwo vs. Shadow. Well, now I'm gonna watch it even harder.
In
Okay,
the land
let's see what they
of
do for me.
Hyrule Was a hero so great, even a goddess favored him. Destined to wield the Triforce of Courage, he fought for his people until his dying breath. Moreover,
think they composite
he was chosen
Link,
to be
right?
reincarnated through time
Yeah,
to
it's
continue
composite.
defending against
cool.
evil. This hero's name was Link.
Since Link's spirit had been reborn over
Oh,
and
let's
over,
see. I wanna go
technically that
through,
means most Links are kind of the same guy.
So I have mixed feelings about composite Link. In one sense, it makes a lot of sense, but in a much more real sense, it doesn't make any sense. I think it's super cool. I think it's the coolest way to handle Link for sure, because there's a lot of crazy synergies, like what?
Yeah.
Unlimited invincibility,
Through like 8 different combinations for that.
Mm-hmm.
It's dumb.
Song of Birds. Why haven't we seen that in a battle animation? Actually, maybe they use it here. I don't want to say too much. Summoning a literal train. Link has so much weird crap. He can summon a flying hippo.
I do think they had a really long write-up about why it was composite. I didn't read it, but I know
Ours-
it was well-reasoned.
Yeah, ours is like there's arguments both ways. You could go either way, but we kind of went with rule of cool and rule of we're a small versus channel that doesn't have a big budget, and it kind of saves us some money because there's not sprites for the other Links.
Which is a great motivation.
Yes. Oh, anyway, he dislikes pot, chickens, Philip Seedy. Oh, that's funny. Sets things. Oh, pots. Bears spirit of the hero. He's only 4'10". He's a little fairy boy.
His height's all over the place in the games, but he's never very tall.
Cool. Anyway.
It's a real link to the past, which is probably why he's so skilled with tons of different weapons, like his Hylian shield, and of course,
He's
the
like
Master
crazy good at
Sword.
blocking
The
things, like
Master
reflecting
Sword
them with
is
the
no ordinary
shields.
blade. Infused
Yeah,
with
I think he's
sacred
just got a
energy,
rubber
it is
shield or
evil's
something.
bane incarnate, capable of destroying magical barriers, dispelling curses, and slaying.
His
of
elemental rods
monsters.
are really cool. I hope they use it
Nothing's
here.
more badass than its laser
Yeah, I've
beams
seen this
and
episode,
skyward
but I don't
strike.
remember
He can
anything
even
about what
charge
they
it
did.
with lightning. You like that? Like
There's
Link?
there's
Link
so much
carried
weird
hammers,
crap you
clubs,
can do with
spears,
Link, and I
even
love it.
boomerangs. And his talent with a bow is second to none. He has fire, ice, and shock arrows, and his light arrows possess holy magic. But the ancient arrows instantly
Wind Waker arrows
consign
are
foes
insane.
to
They really
oblivion, appearing to either
I don't know how we're
gonna
gonna handle ancient arrows.
or crush them
I do.
into
I've already got them
nothingness.
calced.
Yeah,
Oh!
he's souped up
You want to talk briefly about it? Because I think people just assume it's automatic battlefield removal, and I don't know how we're doing it. Let's give a little sneak peek into our method.
So there's a good argument for it being battlefield removal. I kind of buy it. But the thing that really influenced my decision is that you can see the enemy like turning to smoke. So what I'm treating it as is vaporization. And the biggest enemy that it works on is the Lionels. And so I calculated what it would take to turn that much flesh and blood and bones into vapor.
You have a weird job.
I do have a weird job.
Anyway,
Like 4 months ago, I didn't know anything about any of this, and now I spend all my time watching physics lectures and doing calculations.
yep. Anyway,
Weapons have come in handy. Link's had his fair share of tussles defending the world from foes like Ganon, Vati, and Majora.
Link has survived.
I like how they do the
rolling through
visuals
lava
there with that
and
popping
while
up. I'm
wearing
gonna
the
steal
Golden
that.
Gauntlet or Titan's
Like,
Mitts,
with all three
been
popping up on
strong enough
screen.
to lift stone weighing
Yeah, it
well
looks good.
over 10,000 tons.
And the Force
Those
Sword
pillars
lets
are
him
so
split up into
stupid.
copies
Really?
of himself.
Yeah.
Talk about
Did you see it?
multitasking.
With
I
the
didn't.
of time, Link can weighing well over.
Oh wow.
Like, look at it compared to him when he's grabbing it.
bows
Okay.
like Ganon, Vati, and Majora.
Link has survived rolling
Majora's
through lava,
complicated.
and while wearing the Golden Gauntlet or Titan's Mitt,
That is
been strong enough to lift
likely
stone
very
weighing
heavy.
well over
Very heavy.
10,000 tons.
I mean, they
And the
give their
Force
weight
Sword
for
lets
it.
him split up into copies of himself. Talk about multitasking.
With the Ocarina of Time.
So
Link can
actually, that's
summon
an
storms,
interesting note about
teleport
the Force
across
Sword
land,
is
and
he
even
needs a
travel
pedestal
through
to use
time.
it.
Only in
Right.
one of the
Song.
games.
The other
Some of
game,
that
he's, like,
doesn't hold a
cursed
candle
to
the
be
sheep
Yeah.
asleep. That thing can set remote
So he
bombs,
probably,
move
in
objects
ours, he'll probably
magnetically,
start
and
being
totally
split up.
stop
Although it's cooler,
time
like, if
for
you split
things.
up in the middle.
And he can summon his Master Cycle
but yeah.
Zero.
Well, I think
Cycles are
I
all
think they
well
talk
and
about
good,
it
but
somewhere in
his
this
sail cloth
episode,
is
but he's
just more
motorcycle.
elegant
kind of
to
just
move
learned
around.
to do it
So he's
without
got
the
a lot
Force
of cool
Sword
stuff,
anyway.
but sometimes he's got to get
Yeah.
sneaky about it. While he may be tough,
A goal of mine when I
always
script
fight
animations
back
with
with brute force.
characters
His
like
claw shots are perfect
like
for
Link, who have a
maneuvering
crazy
around the
amount of
environment, and his
versatility to
magic
their
hit can
arsenal,
turn him
is
invisible.
never let them use
I
the
can
same
think of
thing
a lot of
twice
ways
in the
that would come in
animation.
handy.
Here,
Well, let's
I-
see. Dummy.
this is a.
Should I pause it?
Yeah. Well,
Dummy.
I think they mention it here. They say he can't hit things in this form, but he can because we have had Hilly and Turbo on the Discord.
I can
Went
think
through
of a
and
lot of
tested this
ways that
for
would
us.
come in handy.
And you
Well,
turn
let's see.
completely
Dummy.
invisible and intangible
Dummy.
and can walk through enemies and items and still hit them. So I think they slightly discredited how strong this ability was.
Gotcha.
But I also don't blame them because there are 10,000 Link things to go through and you can't tell from any of the available clips online.
Yeah. That's really hard because you can find clips online, but you also want to go through and verify stuff yourself, and that's just so time consuming.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the cursed Kirby manga.
It's a pretty great manga.
You know, Link's weapons are very effective against sassy.
I feel like in
robots.
every episode they do things to set up Wiz versus Boomstick. Like every single one. And it's not something that I enjoy,
You get hit.
but I'll bear with
The
it.
magic
They
cape
put a lot of
also
work
turns
into
Link
this.
Intangible.
It'll have good payoff.
Well, guess there's no punch
Yeah.
line. Anyway, did you know
Let's
Link's
see.
fast enough to roll away from BMOS lasers? Which are actual light beams. They burn things.
I mean,
move
they
in a
look like
straight line,
lasers.
And the guide says they're lasers, so.
But it
There.
As you can see, Link can
Is
dodge
the argument
his
he's
laser
rolling
the
at light
moment
speed
fire.
here?
Given
Yes.
the distance between the two and the time frame,
He's
he would
got
have to be moving 2
insane
feet in just
control.
under 2
His
billionths of a
abs
second.
must
About
be
a tenth the speed
insane.
of
To stop a light
Now,
speed
that's a
roll
reason to say,
after like
"Excuse
4
me,
feet? Holy
princess."
crap.
'Cause if he didn't, no
Yeah,
one could get
Can
out.
you imagine?
But one
Light
item
goes around the
is
planet
simply
like
a mere
7 times in
vehicle
a
to increase
second.
his speed or strength.
I haven't actually
Holy
looked
Force of
into how those
courage,
lasers
a
hold
holy
up,
relic that offers
but
mystic power
I've
to
seen
its
some
bearer,
really weird
including
calcs using
protection
the
from
BMOS
mass
stuff.
mutation.
To clarify, we have
Other
different
pills
rules
do,
on lasers
like
than I
their
believe they
shielding,
use.
healing,
We have a
and
set
fairy
list of
spell lets
criteria,
him
which if
literally
any of the mods
just
can post the
turn into
Medium
a
article
fairy.
to that would be
Oh,
nice.
Look at him. Gets all tiny. and he
Really
can
need
fly
to
around.
put those all on
Get
the
the fly
wiki.
swatter.
Yeah.
Link's also been granted magic by great fairies and
I hate
spirits of past
her
highly
look.
enchanted.
I
His grace
agree
can
with
even
that.
revive him to full health after death.
And if all this wasn't enough for him to just trash his opponents, Link's known to carry around a snack or two to help him out.
While he usually has a limited
I hope
supply
that they
of
just
magical
have him
energy,
eat mid-battle.
a single
That would be really
bottle of
funny.
Chateau Romani gives him unlimited magic for 3 whole days.
That's nothing compared to his mask.
These masks not
Faster
only
than light
change his
Link
physical
versus
form,
the
but give him
faster than
unique
light
abilities,
birds. Absolutely.
Like how his Goron mask increases his strength.
I believe faster than
roll so
light Link
fast
a
he
lot more
catches
than I
fire.
believe faster
But
than
the
light
fierce
bird.
They're using his masks. That's something I want to do. And here's something I was thinking about. If Link takes the mask and shoves it on someone else's face, can he like transform them? That would be so cool. Like turn Cloud into a Deku Shrub, although he probably resists transmutation. No, he turns into a frog all the time. That's like his favorite thing.
I don't know if that's
But let's say like
I'm
someone
sure
who
he's got
definitely
something.
doesn't
Everything
resist.
he needs to defend
I haven't dived into
I mean,
all
if
his
you're chosen by a
resistances yet,
goddess, you gotta do
Yeah.
what she says, right?
With the boy clad in green committed to the cause, Hyrule can breathe easy knowing it's defended by such a worthy
Everyone in
champion.
Death battles faster than light except Sonic characters. Faster than light, people don't give it enough credit for how insane that is.
Also, people give Sonic characters too much credit. They're not
This
actually
is-
that fast.
On the planet Gaia, run by the Shinra conglomerate,
Just
one
because
great
I
man
felt like
wanted
I was
to be a
being
strong
controversial
protector of
enough
others,
recently.
just like his
Yeah.
hero.
We have him faster than
Sephiroth,
Matt Pat
the
does.
elite member of Soldier. This was Cloud Strife.
Mario isn't faster than
Troops
light.
of
We haven't
Soldier
looked
are
at
awesome.
him. I
They
anticipate
get
him to be like
badass
40 miles an
paramilitary
hour.
weapons and get to cast
I will probably
magic
get
from
50.
materia.
Materia is a byproduct of
Ooh,
the light
that's a cool
stream,
clip.
an energy source that runs
The
through
cutscenes
world.
in the
Green
remake
materia
look so
casts
great.
offensive
I really
spells,
struggled
blue's
finding
for
footage
supportive spells,
for
and
our
yellow
Sephiroth
has
video.
commands. but
I
Red's
have the
the most
remake.
powerful.
Wait, you
'cause
have
they
the
can
remake. I
summon
gave it to
giant
you.
Anyway,
monsters.
let's watch.
No wonder Cloud wanted
Oh,
to be
they're
a
giving
part
him
of
summons.
Soldier
That's
so
nice.
bad.
They didn't give it to
I
him last
want
time,
to,
right?
too, if I could
I
have
don't
a
think so.
giant dragon
I've heard
god
Knights of the
as a
Round is
pet.
insane.
This is Bahamut
Knights
Fury,
of the
among
Round
most powerful
has
summons
a
in Final
statement
Fantasy
that
history,
makes them
capable of
insane,
annihilating a
but I don't
moon, a
agree
feat
with the
over
common
140
interpretation of it.
exatons of
Holy.
TNT.
Exaton
Cloud
sounds big.
Totally survived
Yeah.
after he made it into the soldier
Oh, dang.
program without any problems whatsoever.
Would you interpret that any different, you
None at
think?
all.
Yeah.
This is too much
So what they did is they calculated the energy that it took to hurt the moon like that. But Zack is not that moon. So he was not hit by that part of the attack. So
Wait,
I don't-
what do you mean? What's the argument with Zack? I missed that.
So it shoots the moon, and then the moon shoots a laser at Zack, and then Zack endured the hit, and then Cloud scales to Zack. So the argument is that Cloud should be hitting harder, or able to endure as much, and also hitting harder because Sephiroth scales to Zack's durability, and he can hurt Sephiroth.
How confident are you that Zack isn't the moon?
I think like 30% confident, maybe 40. I would need to dive into the Ultimania again. But they look pretty different to me. The thing is, it's just different parts of the attack, and it's already expended so much of its energy damaging the moon that it doesn't make sense that it would have the same amount of energy in the laser that it fired off again.
Yeah.
I've also seen people say that it's converting the moon's mass into energy for the attack, which doesn't really have support. So that also isn't right.
That's
what I
the
would
thing
do
with
is
video games, though, is there's so many things that just don't make sense. And
Yeah.
so a lot of people come up with different interpretations to try to make it make sense beyond it's just a very cool looking thing.
I would just look at the explosion it caused when the laser hit Zack
Yeah.
and use that.
Anyway, onward.
Cloud's time as a soldier mercenary was, well, it never happened. Despite his
Really?
own memories saying otherwise,
I'm only like
Cloud
a little
actually
bit through
failed
Final Fantasy. So this is going to spoil me, but that's okay.
You can't avoid spoilers.
Looks great in a dress. True, he looks too good in a dress.
They put a lot of effort into making him look good in the dress in the remake, and it was very weird,
Yeah.
but also pretty great. That was a fun sequence.
Anyway.
You get to play Dance Dance Revolution for a bit.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I want to have a dance battle between Cloud and Dante. I feel like Dante, like, his dances are better.
How many characters in Smash have spin-off dancing games?
This is something my wife brought up, is not what you said, but something different, which is how many characters in Smash have fishing. Like, if you do a fishing tournament between all the characters, like, you have Byleth, you have Villager, like, there's so many fishing people.
I think that might be boring to watch.
Okay. Yeah, you're right.
But we could do a dancing tournament.
That's true. Anyway.
to join the program at all.
Alright, bear with me here. See, Cloud had a friend, a first-class soldier named Zack Fair. They went through a bunch of
that's who Zack
wacky
is.
adventures together. They
Yep.
got
I kept seeing him in
kidnapped
the
by some
cutscenes
weird
I was talking
cultists who
about.
injected them with alien
How did you
DNA
get through
and Mako energy
a video
that
about
supercharged
Sephiroth without
them.
knowing who he
It's
was?
a long
My
story.
wife edited
Time
most
and
of
time
it.
again, Zack came to Cloud's rescue. Until one day, a rescue would be his final act.
But before he fell, he gifted Cloud.
Doesn't
his
he die
big
from
old
bullets?
Buster Sword.
Yeah.
Hey, what's a
What
I
do you
don't-
make of that?
I don't think it's
Is that
a
an outlier?
Well, you could argue it's an outlier. There's a lot of arguments that the bullets were like super enhanced by Mako energy. He was also fighting like hundreds of them for, I think, hours. It was like a really long fight, and they just kept coming, and he couldn't rest. So he could have just been exhausted. And also, like, the power level of characters canonically fluctuates based on like their emotional state. So there's a lot of reasons why I don't think it invalidates other things he has.
Yeah, something I'm not super sure how to handle in versus battles is the difference between, like, blunt force damage resistance and piercing damage resistance. Just because I feel like those probably work different.
They
But-
definitely do.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a good way to handle that using, like, pressure, like PSI and stuff.
But it feels lame.
Kind of, I guess. I don't think that the system works really well with how we've been presenting stats, because it doesn't work with energy values, it works with force. And that's a lot less intuitive to present. Like, you could say 100,000 newtons, but that doesn't really mean anything. Especially when you get into really high numbers and there's no longer any, like, comparisons to real life.
If Byleth Bad is mentioned, I will give another or I will give the episode another shout out on my community tab. Is Byleth bad a thing, or just Byleth being bad? The Byleth animation, I'm sorry, is going to be freaking cool because we're compositing the Fire Emblem characters.
Byleth is a bad character, though.
Okay, just because that's true doesn't mean it's right. Because you can, like, call in flying things. Flying things are cool.
Byleth is a cool set of abilities stuck onto a bad character.
I'll agree with that. Anyway, we should probably watch this video.
Sword between bros. Especially when Zack had been there for Cloud so much in the past.
Like how Zack was the one who helped Cloud adjust to the fact that he had never become a member of Soldier.
Or how Cloud hadn't been the one who took the moon exploding either. That was Zack all along.
Cloud's own history
getting
had
Metal Gear
affected him
vibes here.
so much that he unintentionally
I don't think it's
took
as bad as
Zack's
Metal Gear.
as his own.
Jeez,
I'm going to be
sounds
able to
like
explain
he
Metal
needs
Gear
to do
so
some heavy
freaking well when the
self-reflection.
episode comes
Cloud
around. You guys are going to be
struggled with
blown
confidence
away.
ever since he was rejected from the Soldier program. That, combined with the trauma from
don't know
being
if you can
kidnapped,
explain it well.
experimented
It's
on,
just
and
bad.
watching
Just
his
get
best
ready.
friend die,
I'm
fractured
going to.
his sense of self.
You know, Cloud not being who he said he was reminds me of someone, Wiz.
What are you talking about?
You know,
Lord.
like how you faked your identity to avoid paying all those student loans and Homeland Security is still looking for you. And...
He can use materia.
Hey, did you know?
Oh, but
despite
not
how the
Freeze's
game works, Cloud
eyes.
can use
Those eyes are
material
faster than
without
light.
the weapon. Isn't that neat? Anyway,
Or his eyebrows,
realizing
dang.
his memories were faulty sparked Cloud's journey of
impressive.
self-repair. Though
Not
he
very
had
useful in a
failed
fight.
to become part of Soldier, he probably shouldn't have, because he's been in many fights just as, if not more impressive than those of Zack's resume.
Remember that awesome dragon? He beat him! Bahamut's super strong, but also fast enough to fly between planets in seconds.
That looks
Hell,
incredibly
Cloud
cool.
can even fly too!
I guess. More like he's able to
They're
jump
really good at
hundreds of
doing
yards up
cinematics.
and hang in the sky and lunge around. Yeah, it's basically flight.
He can also use spirit energy for super attacks called limit breaks, like the classic Omni Slash.
He's also worn several different types of gear over the years, but the one he's consistently kept is a certain ribbon which defends him from the majority of status effects, excluding
Shocker.
time manipulation.
That's
He's dodged
that's
bullets,
how Sephiroth
lasers,
was
and
too.
electric
He
attacks.
just resists
He's casually
everything.
sliced
It's just
buildings
RPG
in half,
characters.
Can cast
Yeah.
literal nuclear explosions with his flare
There's
materia.
a billion
and he even
status
beat
effects
that
in Final
handsome
Fantasy
devil
VII with
Sephiroth.
some really
I
weird
don't know how
deaths.
Sephi survived being
there's no
impaled by a
freeze
sword
condition.
that's literally wider than he is, but Cloud got to kick his ass multiple times.
Even coming face to face with Sephiroth's ultimate attack, Supernova.
Oh, I wonder how they
Wait,
handle
Cloud
this.
also destroyed Shinra.
They don't.
That's one way to get back at the folks who refuse
There
to
is a
hire
pop-up
you.
there. I didn't
Oh,
read
and he
what it
got an
said.
even
Oh,
cooler
should I go
sword
back?
too. Get
Sure.
rid of that sentimental Buster.
Cloud has
that's
frequently battled Genova cells, which survived the meteor impact that formed North Crater. Such a feat is worth 146 petatons of TNT. Here's the thing, I always want to say pentatons, and while it probably does mean something different, I think we should just unify it all to pentatons.
On the way, Cloud also
Anyway.
destroyed Shinra.
Anything you
That's
wanted to
one
add
way
to
get
that?
Back at the folks who refuse to hire
the,
you.
crater
and he got an
feat?
even
Yeah.
cooler sword too.
I don't really
Get
buy
rid of
it.
that sentimental Buster sword.
I get the
Buster,
argument
because
for
the
it.
fusion sword
I don't
isn't
think
here
you
to
do.
play.
With the fusion sword,
I don't.
Basically, Genova came from a meteor, and the meteor crashed onto the planet, and then Genova's pieces survived that impact and went about doing Genova things, and Cloud fought those pieces later. So he has to have the offensive ability to be able to take out the things that survived the crash that left a giant crater. But I don't know. It feels a little flimsy to me. I haven't gone into it a ton because it didn't really matter for the Sephiroth battle, and like I said, it's pretty flimsy. There's a lot of things I would need to remeasure and double check, and I just didn't have time.
We'll get into it eventually. Oh yeah, they don't give their most impressive stats until the end. Cool.
version of Cloud. One who'd worked hard to resolve his personal issues and overcame any foe, mental or physical, in his way.
So all that, on top of beating Sephiroth 3 whole times, proves Cloud puts up one hell of a fight.
Despite Cloud's frustrating start as a young
Hey,
man with
there it
unattainable
is.
dreams, he grew up to become
It's
far
honestly
more
such
than
a
he
good
could have
sequence.
imagined.
After saving the
I love how
world
he just
more than
knew
once,
exactly what
Cloud's
to do.
strife deserved the hype.
Stay where you belong. In my memories.
All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data
Cool.
through all possibilities.
But first,
So,
we wanna last as long in
I
bed.
feel like Cloud has better stats with what they gave, but Link has just so much weird crap he can do. Cloud can't summon a flying hippo. Actually, maybe he can.
He can summon a lot of flying things.
Like, there's just so much stuff. And with Link's invincibility, I'd imagine Cloud could blow past that. Although I think they just say invincibility is invincibility, right?
I think so. I don't believe I've seen them do otherwise, but...
On the Mario vs. Sonic it was. So in theory, if they let him have his invincibility, Link just can't be touched by Cloud, right?
I guess not. I don't know. It depends on the specific interpretations. The thing I don't know about Cloud is that I know there are like a billion things he has in his toolkit that I just don't know. I saw some of them doing Sephiroth research, but he's got so much more available to him than Sephiroth does. And so it's just hard to say for sure. I feel like Cloud stuff is mostly versatility in a fight, whereas Link has a ton of versatility, but a lot of it isn't really meant for fighting.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited for this because I've heard they really use Link's arsenal in a creative way, and I'm so excited to script Link versus Ridley again. Like, just get ready for.
I don't think there will be anything
weird
like it
stuff
for Link.
Really? Well, that'd be disappointing. I hope he calls a train. That would be pretty great. He's got lots of weird stuff.
The one that
Spirit
you're
Tracks.
talking about scripting. I don't think anyone's going to script it quite like you will. Not necessarily in a good way.
Hey.
Just like
Hey.
a different way.
You back off.
I do think it'll be really cool.
All right, let's check it out. Oh, that's right. They start on their motorcycles.
Why does Link have a motorcycle? It's so dumb.
I don't know. It makes no sense, but they did it. Oh, that's cool. Why does Cloud have a motorcycle?
He just does.
At least that makes more sense in his world.
The motorcycle segments of the remake were the worst part of the remake.
Really?
I hated them.
Oh, crap. What's he doing? He shoots it out of his hand? I don't know how I didn't know that.
He summons that from the sky.
Hey, Sheikah Slate. There's a lot of weird potential with the Sheikah Slate. Like, I think he can teleport, but only to Sheikah Towers, which I think would take him out of the fight. That was cool.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
He just keeps going. That's like that scene in Hot Rod where he falls down the hill and just goes and goes and goes. Oh,
Link's got those little medallions that he can drop and teleport to.
That's true.
Excuse me?
Oh, he weaponized the pot. Oh, he's Kung Fu Panda. He's Po with the dumpling.
That's such a good scene.
That's true. Hey, I'm hoping to see 4 swords. Or is he? Times 2. Here's something. I would do that again before the other person does. Like, time stop is so crazy. It's just whoever would think to use it first, I feel like, takes it.
Or whoever's lasts longer.
The 4 swords. I don't think you can split like that in the middle of a battle, but I'm going to let it pass because it's such a freaking cool shot. Oh, he has 2 weapons now.
Yeah, Cloud's sword from Advent Children is actually like 8 swords in one. You can split them apart into different weapons. It's super cool. You should definitely use it more.
Oh, he's got the bombs laced everywhere. Oh, that's cool. I love that they had his ribbon resist stuff.
Is he just doing it?
He loves it. It's his favorite. Oh, makes a portal. Or is it a black hole?
That looks like Persona.
It does look like Persona.
I think that's removed.
Oh, nice. Could he use the 4 sword again and just bring them back?
He can revive his clones, but I don't remember how it works.
They used the music, and they didn't use Song of Birds. Oh my gosh, that's pretty cool. I love the lighting. Lighting can like totally change a scene. Oh,
Seriously.
bye Link. He's dead. Oh, he really is dead. Neva just brought him back. Hey, Fierce Deity. I wish Fierce Deity had more feats.
It does if you use Hyrule Warriors. This is true. It arguably does, kind of.
Ooh. Oh, what's that? Oh, that's from... Alright, yep. Goodbye, Link. That's unfortunate. I feel like they didn't let him have invincibility, or he just hit past it.
I'm sure they'll explain it afterwards.
I'm sure they will. Hey, I don't know what that does, but it's cool looking. Did Link get the full Triforce? I know he has it in Skyward Sword.
They didn't mention it, I don't think. But it's also kind of hard to hear when we talk the whole time.
Yeah.
Hey-yo! Yes, Link thought it was time to split. Too soon?
Ha!
Yeah.
Link had an incredibly versatile
Oh, they
arsenal
mentioned it.
available
Just
to
courage.
him, given the abilities he had from his various weapons and masks.
And with stuff like the Sheikah Slate and Ocarina, the guy had so much to throw at Cloud that he could have easily gotten overwhelmed.
Even with that against him, Cloud could match much of Link's arsenal with both his materia and superhuman ability. Link may have won a few fights with his time stop, but so would Cloud. For our purposes of determining who would win the most often, these essentially cancel each other out.
Link's Master Sword and Triforce of Courage helped him counter some of Cloud's materia. Like, he wasn't getting turned into a toad or anything, but Cloud's ribbon could do a lot of the same, especially against those fire, ice, and shock arrows.
Since both had multiple ways to counter each other's more magic-based moves, and both had incredible healing spells, this really came down to their baser abilities.
Like
Did they
how
give him
Link
berries?
dodging lasers put him at a tenth the speed of light, but Cloud kept up with Bahamut, who flew
Link's
between
abs
planets
win
in
Smash
12
Bracket.
seconds.
Since this looks like Neptune, and considering Gaia is a stand-in for Earth, the distance between them would be 4.3 billion kilometers. To travel that distance
Let me know if you
in
wanna
12
add
seconds
anything
means
about
Bahamut Fury flew at least
I just
1,200
am
times
trying to
the
make sure
speed
I
of
hear
light.
their points.
So,
before
while
I
Link was smart,
talk
had
about
more
them.
experience, and has fought foes faster than him before, Cloud could literally run circles around him without him noticing.
Link's strength and power were nothing to scoff at, especially when scaled to Majora pulling the moon into a planet and destroying a continent. That would take an energy equivalent to over 60 exatons of TNT.
That moon is so
However,
creepy.
Cloud was
How
strong
big
enough
is their
to endure
continent?
similar attacks and
don't
return
know.
the favor in a devastating way.
Like how he survived Sephiroth's supernova attack.
Guidebooks confirm that the supernova is a blast that destroys dimensional space. Technically, it occurs in another dimension where the entire solar system is annihilated, with Cloud standing right there.
It sounds crazy, but this means he can literally survive a sun exploding in his face. I mean, it really messed him up, but still, it's a goddamn sun. Link's never had to deal with something of that
Did they give a number on it?
before.
The hero
Nah.
of Hyrule put up an admirable
smart.
fight.
I
and
should
could
have
certainly
done that.
win in a few different ways, but Cloud's speed, strength, and powerful limit breaks meant that
And I guess
more
there's
often
not
than
much of a reason
his
to if you're
victory
not,
was assured.
Link
comparing
tried
things that are
force,
close.
but against Cloud,
They
he
did not
had
mention his
no
permanent
way out.
invincibility.
Yeah, you want to explain that a bit?
Cloud Strife.
So they mentioned how he could have infinite mana, or magic, but they didn't mention that infinite magic fuels infinite invincibility.
Like, there's ways around it, like with the damage he hasn't faced before.
Maybe that's what they did. Maybe that's just an instance where they surpassed it, and so they decided to just not mention it instead of discuss it.
But in Mario vs. Sonic, they treated invincibility as like a hard thing. Like, invincibility is invincibility.
I'm not sure. Maybe they mentioned it earlier in the episode, because I know they talked about being invincible, but I didn't actually hear what their takeaway was because we were talking. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like if you give him like actual invincibility to everything and also infinite magic, then that's
and his cape.
pretty hard to overcome. I guess like Cloud does still have options to win though.
And can Link
Like-
even hurt him, though? Like, with the numbers they used.
With the numbers they used, I mean, if they overcome invincibility, yes.
No.
Oh, Link hurt Cloud.
Yeah,
Not
like,
the
I feel
other
like
way.
even if he stopped him, with the numbers they were using, if they just hit him over and over and over...
Yeah, I don't
they
know.
mentioned Cloud could siphon mana with his MP, but, I mean, if it's infinite, then...
Yeah, no, they just said that because it would basically give Cloud infinite MP too. But that doesn't negate durability. That just means Cloud can cast a lot of magic. He does have ways around it, like transmutation or battlefield removal. So, I don't know. Maybe it was not a non-factor.
Yeah. Anyway, it was super cool.
Yeah, I love the animation.
Definitely a step up from their last Link versus Cloud. But yeah, very cool. I liked how much they used his arsenal. If I was scripting it, I would have done weirder stuff. They probably did it a better way.
I think I definitely agree with the outcome based on what they presented.
I don't. I feel like
No?
the invincibility would be too much.
I mean, he could, like, suck him into another dimension.
Who
What's he
could?
gonna do?
Teleport.
Cloud. Does that work between dimensions?
That's not clear.
I think probably not.
Teleport, put on the iron boots, which cannot be moved by Cloud. No, I don't know. This is also taking summons into account. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, that's the video. I hope you guys enjoyed us reacting to it. Let's get into the next one. We got Mewtwo versus Shadow. I have heard that people hate this one.
So we will do it.
Yeah. I imagine I'm going to like it more than most people because I am so easy to please.
I can't tell when someone mentions hating something with Sonic in it or a Sonic character if it's because it's actually bad or because it's a Sonic character and you can't make that fan base happy.
I've heard they spite Shadow, like they just bring him down or hate him.
Yeah, but that's what I hear against anyone who doesn't highball Sonic characters.
I've heard it about people who I don't normally hear, like, take that angle. Like Biffweed, for example. I watched his video on it.
Stylish says it's bad and insulting.
All right.
So I trust Stylish.
We'll find out.
I'm prepared to be insulted. Are you going to do another intro?
Yeah, so we're going to be reacting to Shadow versus Mewtwo.
Extraordinary in one way or another, whether they're a superhero
Let's
or a plumber.
watch.
But these two are literally...
No.
I think
All right,
we
yeah.
need a better intro.
Yeah, so we're going to be watching Shadow versus Mewtwo. We've heard a lot of crazy, controversial things about it. If you want to see more reactions, let us know what you want to see next. And I think we ought to just get into it. We are making a video with Shadow coming up soon, and we just made one with Mewtwo. So it'll be interesting how we handle the different characters in different ways.
Yeah, I watched this one, I think, right when it came out, but I don't remember anything about it.
That's when I watched all the death battles. It's like the day they released, because I've been following it since, I think, Season 1. Maybe Season 2?
Yeah, I've been following it forever.
Yeah. Anyway.
I remember nothing about all of them.
The animation's unfinished. They treated Shadow as a joke. The fight's short, and the only good thing is Spoon. We'll see.
Are always extraordinary
We'll see.
in one way or another, whether they're a superhero or a plumber.
But these two are literally built to
Shadow
show
kind of
the
treats
rest of their
himself
kind.
as a joke.
Mewtwo, the
To be
genetically
honest.
engineered Pokemon.
How so?
He's
And
just
Shadow the Hedgehog,
too
the ultimate
edgy.
life form.
He's
like
with
Shadow
an
the
arm
Hedgehog.
And
The
it's our
game
job to
exists.
analyze
I love it.
weapons, armor and
It's
skills
the
to find out
worst.
who would win.
I love that it
battle.
exists because it's hilarious, but it's made him
Years
into a
ago,
joke
a
character
brilliant
for me.
scientist named Dr. Fuji
I love him,
was working
but
to create a
he's
brand
so
new
dumb.
life form, which would
Let's see.
change the world.
That's great and all, but he had something else in
Mewtwo
mind.
in the games has a
Fuji
pretty different
hoped his
origin story,
experiments
right?
would help him discover a
Yeah.
way to resurrect the person
I think
he
they were
cherished
still trying to
most.
base it
His
in the real
deceased
world
daughter,
when they made that
Amber.
game.
With unlimited
Because there's
resources
some references
funded by
to real
mob money,
places
he
that you don't
figured
really
out
see
how to
anywhere
clone
else.
his daughter's ball of consciousness.
Also, Mew
Because science.
birthed Mewtwo
But
there.
before he could finish, he had to
I don't wanna
create
think
the
about that.
most powerful Pokemon, a clone of the legendary Mew.
And he named him Mewtwo.
Yeah, Fuji wasn't very creative when it comes to naming, but when you can create a new life form
You
with
stole
nothing
it.
but
I stole their joke!
You know you're a
Oh,
master
no!
of genetic engineering.
I think the joke just made
Still,
itself.
I'd love to get more experience in myself.
Told you 1,000 times, Wiz. You're not gonna alter my DNA.
I've stopped
What are you
watching
talking
their
about?
episodes
I would never
with
do that.
characters that we're
Always
using because I'm afraid
watching,
it'll
Wiz.
influence me too much to
Always.
copy them.
That's probably
Growing
a
up
good...
in a test tube, Mewtwo's
like,
only
bias-proof
companions
thing.
were Fuji's other test subjects, including Amber herself, through some sort of psychic link.
Amber taught Mewtwo about the sun, the moon, tears, and
We're compositing
life stuff.
Squirrel
oh,
in
and
that
also
scene,
death
right?
when she died
So
for
he can
good
fly
right in
in
front
the-
of him.
Worrying
That was
this may be
Squirtle
too
too?
mentally traumatic for
Also,
the
I'm pretty
still
sure he was
infant
being
Mewtwo.
psychic.
Dr. Fuji's
That's
team
unfortunate.
erased all memory of her. Unfortunately, this left Mewtwo with a feeling of loss and confusion, and no memories to explain
Okay,
why.
I thought I accidentally stole
Nothing else
another
to do,
beat.
Mewtwo decided to take out all
I
his
like Mewtwo
aggression
in the
on
manga more.
all of humanity.
What's
Then
the
he turned
difference?
some stupid
The-
kid into
the guy
stone
who
a
made
bunch
him in
of
the
Pokemon
manga
pride, and Mewtwo figured
Got
out
like
humans
halfway
aren't so
through,
bad
and then
after
he's
all.
like, "Wait a
Mewtwo
second,
is one of the
Team
most
Rocket is
powerful
really bad."
psychic-type Pokemon,
And
defeating
then
its
he
foes with
started
the
training
power of
Mewtwo to like be a good guy. He broke him out and ran away with Mewtwo and was like, "People are good and don't keep you in laboratories and torture you your whole life."
That's sweet of him.
Yeah,
Mewtwo's freaking tall, 6'7".
he is.
He has a birthday. That's interesting. Clone from Mew's DNA, enjoys racing bird Pokemon,
I have no idea what that's.
and appeared on real-world currency.
its mind.
That's really cool.
All right, wait a minute. You keep calling him it. Is Mewtwo a guy or a girl?
Well, neither. Technically, it's genderless.
Oh, how does it bang?
I feel like they refer to him with
Bummer.
male pronouns, and then
Well,
in the
one thing
Genesect
for
movie
sure,
they use
it's
female
got
pronouns,
balls.
right?
I don't remember,
Ghost
but
energy
he has a
that
male
blow
voice
holes
and then a female
stadium.
voice in the
Had an
Genesect one.
onslaught of undodgeable stars.
So I usually
multiple
refer to
types
the
of
male voice as a
defensive
she and
shields,
the female
and a healing
as a she,
ability
just
for when those shields
for
don't
simplicity.
quite
Based
cut
off the voice
Alongside
actors.
its other
It is
abilities,
probably
Mewtwo's
more correct,
favorite
or
move
they.
is Psychic, a powerful form of telekinesis. With it, Mewtwo can effortlessly send enemies as heavy as a 500-pound Onyx flying through the air.
He can even make himself fly like a Zubat out of hell.
Also, it can augment its melee
Oh,
combat
they're
with
using
psychic
Pokken.
energy or occasionally a
Pokken is
massive
really
spoon.
cool.
Would you say he sometimes spoons his enemies?
No, nothing about Mewtwo is cuddly, especially when it uses Hyper Beam or Psy Strike. Attacks so strong they can incapacitate the toughest of Pokemon in a single hit.
And when
I wish
trouble
Pokken
comes
was
a
more
knocking,
popular.
Mewtwo answers
I don't know why it
with a
didn't
badass
blow up
Mega
great.
Evolution.
Mewtwo is one of the few
So do they give
Pokemon
him both
capable of
Mega Evolutions?
evolving without the assistance of a trainer.
Maybe.
As Mega Mewtwo 1,
Yeah, so in the
it's enormous
Genesect
boost
movie,
in
he doesn't need a
strength,
Mega
defense, and
Stone.
speed.
Making Mewtwo powerful
I
enough
think
to
they handle
fly into
Pokemon
space.
differently than we do. I think they give them all of their moves. It might not be relevant in this one, but in Smash Bracket, we give them access to a trainer. Because trainers are just such a huge part of the maximum potential of Pokemon. And that's generally how you interact with them. And Mewtwo's owned by Red, who's a really good trainer. So yeah, I don't know how much it would influence things, because Mewtwo's real freaking smart. But yeah, just wanted to bring that up.
Space while carrying a robot bug monster.
Fast enough to breach escape velocity over
They give them all their natural
25,000
moves.
miles per hour.
That makes sense. They
Over
don't give
32
access to
times the
trainers
speed
that
of
they would
sound.
only get their
So,
natural
really,
moves.
really fast.
Mewtwo is so skilled in its psychic prowess, it can wipe specific memories from dozens of people at once.
On top of all that, it can survive a massive amount of abuse. Like the time it got double impaled by an alien Pokemon's tentacles.
That's
Didn't they
unfortunate.
censor that?
It effortlessly defeated most of the Pokemon Champions team, including a legendary Articuno. It also teleported an entire
think it
crater lake
one-shot
from
that
the top of
Articuno.
Mount Cana. This lake
But not
is comparable
Charizard.
to a similar body of water in the real world, Lake Kilauea, which holds over
Ash versus Red.
385 million
Ash wouldn't even need his
gallons of water.
Pokemon, to be totally honest.
That's almost enough power to lift my
That's just
ex-wife
so
on
insane.
buffet day.
Being a psychic Pokemon, Mewtwo is naturally weak to bug, ghost, and dark type damage. Strange Dr. Fuji didn't pull that code out of his DNA, but whatever.
Hey, you gotta have some sort of failsafe when you're making the world's most powerful Pokemon.
Ah, yes, the ultimate failsafe against the most powerful psychic Pokemon.
If only they gave him the best cheats out of any
God,
Pokemon.
it's a Caterpie! Get it
I mean, I
away,
think they
it's
did at the
spooky.
time.
No, Pikachu exists.
Pokemon I was
Oh, yeah.
created. And my
From, like,
creation
episode 1.
Intentional
betrayed me.
feats?
So
Probably.
I stand alone.
Mewtwo's voice constantly changes so much. We should give him that armor in the animation. Oh wait, we already did the animation.
We did. There's Luzu's bracket.
Yeah, next time he fights.
Years ago, a brilliant scientist named Professor Gerald Robotnik, the grandfather of Sonic's forever balding nemesis, worked to create a new life form
Those
which would
mustaches
change
just
the
look so
world.
uncomfortable.
It was called
I wonder if that, like,
Project
makes their
Shadow,
necks
a
stronger
covert government
for having to
operation
support
to
that.
discover the
Probably.
secret to immortality.
Alright, I'm ready to be
Besides, you
offended.
don't
I've
die
heard
and
such
exercise 'cause
awful
fuck
things
that.
about this
In
episode with
Professor
Shadow.
Gerald's case, specifically for his granddaughter Maria, who was dying as a result of neuroimmune deficiency syndrome.
Now that I think about it, Project Shadow is a pretty scary name for a program that's all about curing diseases and saving humanity.
Maybe it has something to do with the program's secret pact with a hive mind alien race called the Black Arms. Perhaps.
Why did this game exist?
Okay.
I don't know.
So what
I
do
have
you get
such
when
good
you take
memories of it, but it
immortality,
just
the
doesn't
cure of
hold
all
up.
diseases, aliens, and put them all together to make the ultimate life form? You get
It's the animation
a
that
hedgehog.
Shadow the Hedgehog was the first step toward a perfect future. And during his time in Gerald's space laboratory, Shadow and Maria grew very close.
Until they were separated by a bullet. Turns out the governments of the world weren't too fond of all the evil aliens.
Officially
like
likes
this,
nothing.
So they stormed the place, captured
funny.
Shadow, and killed Maria right in front of him. 50 years later, Shadow escaped and decided to take his revenge
I
by
didn't realize how
just
old
killing
he was.
everyone. Until he
Yeah,
remembered
Grandpa
Marie's last
Shadow.
words were pretty much, "Don't be a dick," so he changed his mind.
Now,
Who
on
was
the
Sonic?
side of good, Shadow dedicated himself to protecting
I don't know,
the
but could
world
you
from the
imagine if they
forces of
have
evil.
Turns out fighting the bad guys
Could you imagine
isn't
if
too
they have
hard when you've got
grandkids?
super strength,
Together?
super
But
speed,
no, not
helped
together.
along by some awesome rocket shoes, and a bucket of deadly chaos powers.
By channeling the potentially unlimited power of the Chaos Emeralds, Shadow can enhance physical attacks, heal over time, and strike with powerful energy blasts. And with
That's
the
what
power
we
of
need to
Chaos
say is
control, he
potentially,
can warp through
and then a
space
highball,
distort
and then we
time,
don't need to
slowing it
deal
down
with
to a
people who
crawl
think we're
and
That's-
lowballing
slipping the power,
characters.
I like
freezing
it.
completely.
He's got so much power, he can only contain it all with 2 inhibitor rings around his wrists. Unless he
Fun
gets all
fact,
7
the Sonic
Chaos
G
Emeralds,
Fuel
which he
tastes
can
exactly
use
like
to
Peach Rings. I
transform
think I said this
into a
last time.
Super Saiyan Shadow. Super Shadow, yeah. As Super Shadow, he is completely invulnerable, can move at the speed of light.
See, they do
and
treat
has
it like
unlimited access
unlimited
to the power of the Chaos
invincibility.
Emeralds.
Enough power to stop the space colony Ark's collision with Earth, and to teleport a giant comet the
Can't-
size of
I-
a city. Assuming this rock
I'll
is
save it
half
till this is
hollow
done.
and using the density of concrete as minimum base, this black comet must weigh at least 915 million tons.
Even
Anything
without
to
his
add there?
super form, Shadow is powerful enough to wipe out an entire
That's
alien
9
fleet
million
in
of them.
one blast. Fast
Holy
enough
cow.
to reach hypersonic speed.
Do they actually
and
have
strong
feats
enough to
that are
play
impressive in
tug-of-war
Sonic
with a
X?
Yeah.
giant
Hey,
space
Sega, you
so
did
big,
it!
he uses
You
a plane
did
that's
it!
the size of our moon as a chair.
Yeah, Sonic
Naturally,
X is
when
going to be
you've got
buffing him
this
a lot.
much power,
Which,
you're probably
update,
a
we are
good
using
dick.
that now.
Yes, Shadow is excessively.
You can read our canon,
overpowered. Also,
our canon
he
rules
has a
on
terrible
our
memory.
Medium account or on
This guy spent
Smash
most
Bracket
of his
Wiki.
life wondering who the hell
Not
he is.
yet there.
And even when he does
Not
remember,
yet,
he
yeah.
usually winds up
Soon.
losing his memories later anyway. To
Yeah.
be fair,
Well,
if
he
I
get-
fell from outer
so
space,
he's-
all I lost were
He's
my
had his
memories.
memory
I
wiped.
consider it
It's
a
hard to know
really
what
good
that
day.
would do in the middle
I
of the
mean,
fight.
I lose them from just falling over at the bar.
I mean,
That's
it
probably
worked
not
on him.
because of the fall. Also,
That's
we
true.
can't forget that the Super Shadow form only lasts so long.
Then again, when you move at light speed and have control over space and time,
Oh, wait, they gave him
cares
light
about
speed?
time limits?
They did.
Not usually
Why?
a problem
Because
for the
he's
ultimate
Super
light
Shadow.
form.
Many years
But-
ago, Professor
wait, I missed
Gerald
the measurement.
Robotnik endowed
No, that
me
was
with
it.
the power of chaos control.
Wait.
A normal creature like yourself doesn't stand a
Hold on.
chance against.
So they say he's Super Shadow, so he's light speed, which, by the way, light speed is freaking insane. I hate that that's like the standard now that people have to meet to be impressive. But it feels like they spite Shadow and they say he just gets light speed because he's Super Shadow?
I feel like that is a spite thing to most Sonic fans.
Light speed.
It's a massive lowball as far as most people
I
are
didn't
concerned.
feel like that analysis was spiteful or disrespectful at all, but maybe the animation.
It's because we hate Sonic so much.
I don't hate Sonic. Sonic was the first form I've ever participated in. Chow.hippotank.com. And that's about it. Oh, no. Okay, real fast. Someone on that forum freaking lied to me. They said you can make Chow become friends in Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. And you can't. I tried their method for so freaking long because I didn't understand the whole idea of programming limitations or things like that. So I spent all this time like setting my Chow together, feeding them fruit together. I think I put them in school together. All these things. And they still...
What is being friends supposed to do?
They sit by each other more often. That was about it.
If you're always making them do things together, they will do things together more often. So really, they were right.
Dang. All right, let's see the animation.
Against me.
All right, the
I feel like
combatants are
Mewtwo's
set.
hacks
Let's end
are
this
just
debate once
too
and
much.
For all.
Shadow's
It's
got
time
some
for
pretty
a
crazy
death
stuff.
battle!
I don't think they really dived into the Sonic battle stuff.
He doesn't resist paralysis, though, right? A Thunder Wave would just
I'm not
immobilize him.
sure. Would immobilize him
All right,
half the time.
let's get mad.
Well, first,
Oh, that was an awesome face.
it was a great one. I am offended that Shadow doesn't have a gun right now.
Or a stop sign. You can use that
We're
to
giving
attack.
him a gun, right?
Get away!
Going after the Zubat.
You are not welcome here. Leave this place.
What's your problem, freak?
I know not its name, but it is black, red, and very annoying.
I feel like, I don't know if Shadow would rush right up or kind of keep his distance and use Chaos powers. Yeah, like that.
I feel like if a trainer walked into this cave, they would think Shadow's a Pokemon.
Could you imagine they catch Shadow? Mewtwo can summon Pokeballs. He uses the spoon.
This'll stop you.
Another gem? What's he doing?
Chaos.
I don't love the voice acting on
I
Mewtwo.
must know.
I like Shadow's. Read his mind.
Control.
Yeah, Mewtwo can't do much against a time stop. He would have, like, he could paralyze it before, I guess. Hey, there he goes.
Ha ha ha! Good try, monster, but you're done.
I think they're trying to pay homage to the bad voice acting in the Sonic Adventure Battle.
That's true.
I honestly think it's perfect.
Unfinished background? Oh, I didn't notice if it was unfinished. It wasn't distracting.
I am so unobservant about animations.
I know those Mega Mewtwo sprites that they
Not
used.
this time.
Yeah.
Paralyzed? Oh, Mind Wipe. Yep. That seems right. He could technically, like, Men in Black some memories into him, right?
Wait,
Yep.
where am I? Oh my god, I'm glowing! Why am I glowing?
Sayonara.
Screw you. I thought that was super fun. Like, I didn't feel like it was spiteful. What do you think?
I could get. I don't think it is either, but I get the perspective. Like, and ending the super form that way feels really, like, I loved it, but it is also kind of lame.
I feel like, I guess it's kind of lame, but I feel like that's kind of what would happen. Like,
Go back to the bad background.
go back to the bad background?
I mean, if I can go back and watch it again, looking for a bad background and notice it,
But
but on a casual watch,
out of a 14-minute episode, if a bad background ruins the video for you, you're looking for things to dislike. Alright, let's... Like, this is still above a lot of, like, versus animations I ever see.
You.
Another gem? What's he doing?
Maybe?
Oh, yeah.
I kind of
guess-
just assumed that was, like, Chaos Power.
Yeah, I thought it was just a special effect.
Good
It is
try,
green.
Oh, I could... Is that green screening on our... Oh, no, because I didn't put a chroma key on it.
Yeah, fair. I don't know. It's just
Honestly, it wasn't as bad as I remember. Who was the animator? Shadow got one hit off. To be honest, I feel like Mewtwo would immediately read his mind and then immediately paralyze him.
yeah, it seems reasonable.
Or Mewtwo just has a bunch of other things he can do. If Shadow's too fast, Mewtwo can swap speed with Speed Swap. Like, I don't think...
I think he should have used Thief and then gone super himself.
Why are people so
Have
mad
Super
about this? This was a fun episode.
It's because it's Sonic.
But it, like... I don't know, Shadow got to use his powers. I wish he got to use the stop sign.
I think there's a lot that could be improved on, but I think
For
it's
sure,
fine.
but it's 2016 Death Battle. The animation, like, there's still, like, effort put into it. People talk about it like it's this effortless disaster that actively spites Shadow, hates him. I've heard that they made someone's voice acting intentionally bad. I guess Mewtwo's? I don't... Like, it doesn't...
Why would they make anything intentionally bad?
I don't
It
know.
just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I saw Biffweed's explanation of the episode, but I disagree with him. I don't think that this is a bad episode at all. I think it's on par with some of the others I've seen, especially like 2016. Oh, this is not a season 1 episode. No. Okay, get out of here. Hold up. What season 1 episode? Samus versus Boba Fett. No. I need to... Death Battle has come so far. What they do is amazing. We wouldn't be anywhere without them. But to compare their stuff with, like... I didn't pause it. This is just... Still... Oh, I love that. I actually don't remember this one. All right, yeah, come on. No. I don't want to hear any of that season 1 crap in here. They have voice actors.
Like there was not a lot of them moving together. So I get the criticism. Like, it wasn't a perfect animation.
People give this like a 1 out of 10. This is not a freaking 1 out of 10 episode. I was so ready to be ticked off. I'd give this like a 6 out of 10. Like,
yeah, I think it's totally fine.
I don't like. We spited Sonic more than this, and we weren't even trying to spite Sonic. People said that they intentionally tried to spite Shadow, and I like both characters, but like. Wiping his mind, I get why that would be frustrating. You could say that Shadow could blitz Mewtwo, but Mewtwo can swap speed, he can swap power outputs.
I guess he definitely should have like hit Mewtwo more.
Okay.
He's definitely fast enough to.
Justice for Mewtwo versus Shadow. This gets a bad rap. This isn't even like bottom 20 episodes. This was fun. I laughed, I cried, I sang along. Like, characters aren't portrayed well. No, I feel like Shadow, he wasn't too far. Like, the why am I glowing thing is fine. Like, I could see why that's not portraying him well, but also, like, he just had his mind wiped. Give him a break.
I think Mewtwo was a bit more jokey than usual too. He's normally more angsty.
I don't have an issue with that. If it's a fan animation, you can make him like joke around a bit more, especially if that's the tone of the episode.
Yeah, I think it's totally fine.
What's the deal? Okay, who started? I want names. Who started the Mewtwo versus Shadow bad bandwagon? It's not like... Okay, Batman vs. Spider-Man is season 1, and I remember it being very cool. The last time I saw it was like 2010, 2011. Biffweed started it. Oh no, more like Beefweed, because there's beef now. That was the best joke I've ever made. I definitely disagree with people don't like a Sonic video just because Sonic fans can't be pleased. I also agree with that to an extent.
I say that. I don't actually agree with myself on that. I just think that any community is going to have a large portion of that community that can't be pleased. And Sonic is such a big community that you encounter a lot of Sonic fans who can't be pleased. But not because they can never be pleased, just because it's such a diverse community that you can't please the entire thing at once.
Let's say they gave Shadow 27 quintillion times the speed of light and the power to destroy a galaxy. Mewtwo can just swap those.
He can't swap the attack.
Yes, he can.
No, only the buffs.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
He could swap the speed.
He could swap the speed. He could paralyze him. He could use Toxic. There's just too many things here.
I want to see Mewtwo swap the speed like that and then just turn into paste when he tries to move.
Oh, that would be funny. Anyway, yeah, this wasn't a bad episode at all. I don't want to hear it.
There's a lot to criticize, but like, there's a lot to love too.
There's so much, like, even the worst Death Battle episodes still have so much effort put into them.
I feel like one of the things that I appreciate more now is like understanding how much effort is put even into like the smallest references. Like maybe it's not executed on perfectly, but seeing how they boil down characters into this 2-minute representation of themselves, it's really hard. And like, I don't know, they might not do it perfectly, but you can tell how much effort they put into the characters by the niche references you see or which abilities they choose to use.
Yeah. And it's in Smash Bracket, we have the benefit of knowing that characters are coming back in later videos, so there's certain things I can leave out because I know I'll mention it later when it's more relevant to the fight. Could Mewtwo have caught Shadow in a Pokeball?
Yes.
It's unclear.
It is. I am 100% on board with that. I don't think we'll use that to end an animation because I don't want to deal with the backlash, but I totally think it could happen.
Anyway, let's finish this off.
Who you are in an instant.
Shadow has been mind controlled before, and has always relied on outside help to recover. Even while Super Shadow was physically invulnerable, this form didn't protect his mind. Like that time he
I agree with
fell
that.
from space, and then the worst game ever happened.
I agree with that.
Shadow was gonna lose, sooner or later.
I feel like I just made that pun somewhere.
Winner is Mewtwo.
All right, Shadow versus Mewtwo is a 6 out of 10. What would you give it?
Maybe 5 or 6.
I've heard like a 1 out of 10. I've heard a 0 out of 10 from people. Y'all are crazy. Pokeball kills. Who's that Pokemon in Shadow? Anyway, that's this video. I didn't expect to get so passionate defending a video I don't even really care about, but there you go.
By the way, Stylish, I did see that you guys voted for which episodes that we should watch, and Ink overruled you. So
I chose before I saw. Oops. Let's watch the next one. Alright, so last one for today, we've got Kirby versus Majin Buu.
We should break it up a bit and just answer questions, because we haven't looked at the chat in a long time.
Okay, yeah, let's answer some questions and we'll get to this.
I have to make sure that I'm not missing any submissions midstream.
Real fast, I'm curious. After the rewatch with us, what would you rate Shadow versus Mewtwo? Look, 0 out of 10 from Loxess with a Sonic profile picture, but that's not relevant. 2 out of 10 from Isaiah McLeod. 5, 6, or 7 out of 10. That's like 30% of all of the options. 1 out of 10 from Arrogant Prince. 1 out of 10. Why? Give me one solid 1 out of 10? I don't. 0 out of 10 because it's not Shadow versus Mewtwo. Yes, it is. They use Shadow versus...
Shadow versus 0.
Okay, Shadow versus Mewtwo then. 1 out of 10. 100 out of 10. That's very positive. 4.2 out of 10. That's so specific. 4 out of 10. I could see a 4 out of 10, but
It was pretty slow for a Sonic fight.
It's not just unironically enjoyable. It was enjoyable. Like... Or it's not just ironically enjoyable. 4 out of 10. They should have tried to make it more balanced. I don't think it's a balanced fight. I think Mewtwo's got too much. 5.5 out of 10. I'll get on board with that. Humor was pretty good. I genuinely laughed along. Choreography's boring. That's fine. Yeah, okay, I can agree with that.
I mean, it wasn't great, but it's definitely not enough to, like...
1 out of 10!
Yeah.
When Justin Bieber versus Rebecca Black exists.
It does?
Yeah, they made that an episode.
I've completely wiped that one out of my mind.
Anyway. It'd be cool if the fight animation was redone. 3 out of 10. Not as bad as I remember. I just don't find the fight entertaining, so I can't give you an objective reason. That's totally fine. I don't get why people call it a spite fight. I think they're misspelling sprite fight. They sprite all of the characters. 0.1 out of... You're just trying to get a rise out of me now. Rise of Ink thinks. 3 out of 10. Action is just boring, but the action's set off by comedy. Like, I was so ready to be disappointed. I don't even care about these characters. Like...
Would Super Shadow count as a buff Mewtwo could swap? No, because it works really similar to Mega Evolution, which just replaces stats. It doesn't buff them.
Could Mewtwo learn how to use the Chaos Emeralds?
Arguably.
And take them and get Super Mewtwo?
I think it could maybe read Shadow's mind to learn all of that, and then become a Hyper Mewtwo.
I don't remember Justin Bieber versus Rebecca Black, but I remember it kills them. Which I don't know how that would make me feel. If I was them.
I get that they were hated on, but they were kids.
Yeah.
I'm not going to dunk on them for
that. Exists. The entirety of Season 1 exists, which has a couple good episodes, but, like, I guess I haven't seen that for a decade. There's a lot of things, but good isn't one of them. Bieber versus Jessica Black is an actual spite fight, because it was only made to hate them. No winner existed. Yeah, that's sad. Anyway, let's answer. You answer some questions. I'm going to run to the restroom.
All right.
Also, someone said prove it's a green screen by touching something in the background, or prove it's not. Yeah, what are you... Look. Come on. I'm touching the sign.
Yeah, obviously.
Back off. My lava lamp over here? Like, right here? Come on, it's... Come at me.
Okay, question for you. Let's say Mewtwo for them. Let's say that Mewtwo could steal the Chaos Emeralds. What do you think of designing a Super Mewtwo, or for anyone else? Like, is that just a bad idea? I think we've debated that with a couple of the Sonic fights we've looked at. Those couple being Sonic and Fox and Shadow and Zero. That's the other one he's fighting. I don't know how I feel about it, but some people think it's a cool idea. feel like it would be funny, but like, I don't know, it's not very representative of what Mewtwo could do. Is Pikachu being composited? Yes, he is. Just composited across the canon things. We've got a document breaking down our canon rules in general, but there's a lot of Pikachu crap to go through. Shiny Mewtwo with Dragon Ball hair should be in the Sonic fan fiction. Maybe I'll put out a second chapter someday. I won't ever do that. Ooh, Mewtwo with hair sounds really cursed, actually. Joker versus Snake. I believe he said it was animated in Unreal Engine 4, but Inka would know better about that. We are using Ash's Pikachu, yep. It's definitely not the strongest Pokemon, but it is pretty crazy. Are we going to think about some of the more cheesy strats for Pokemon like Rattata using Endeavor and then Quick Attack? Yes, they are considered. It's just that most of those cheesy strats aren't super reliable, so they usually don't play a big factor. Pac-Man is being composited, but not with Ghostly Adventures, because that's basically a different character. Dumb Shadow or Normal Shadow? I think Normal Shadow is dumb. My favorite clip of Shadow is when he punches the computer to hack into it, and it works. For the Koopa Kid fight, are we going to include the Paper Mario games? We are not, just the main series. Well, anything canon. But the Paper Mario stuff is pretty explicitly an alternate. Well, okay, I know there's a lot of contention about whether it's actually alternate or supported. We made the community vote on it, and we are not using paper stuff, so we have an excuse to not weigh in. Pac-Man has a digestive system. That is good to know. I watched through the entire 1980s Pac-Man cartoon, and I just want you all to know that it was the worst. There was nothing enjoyable about that show. How would we handle Sonic blowing up a planet? Wait, what do you mean with the field of gravity? I don't know what that part means. I do know what you're referring to, and I know we're working on, like, figuring out what it means. So, yeah, I don't know. I can't say for sure, but we are working on it. Can next time you guys react to Archie Sonic versus Wally West? I think we talked about doing that.
Yeah, it's on the list.
It'll probably happen. Are we going to watch the new Shadow episode to compare? Probably not right now.
New Shadow?
Shadow versus Ryuko.
Gotcha. Let's see. What else have we got?
Why did I watch all of it? Referring to the Pac-Man cartoon? Because we're using it. I bought it on Amazon because I couldn't find a good sort. Because I always do that. It was not worth the money.
What feats are you using for Daisy? The ones that she walks on. It would be stupid not to give her those.
Gravity shenanigans. Ugh, gross. I'll look into that more. Actually, Robin probably knows it already. Which, you are Robin, so you would know if you knew it already. The things you do for lore. Yeah. Ugh.
Who's your favorite musician? Michael or Ben? They both have such different styles. Like, I feel like they're suited, like, they suit different battles really well. Michael's super good at, like, jazz stuff, but Ben just has a totally different energy that he can bring to any fight. And they know exactly what to, exactly what a track needs in order to make it pop in ways that I just couldn't even think of.
They're both great.
Yep.
Pac-Man can turn into a planet for some reason. That's Ghostly Adventures, which we're not using, and also that planet isn't planet-sized.
It's like a mountain, right?
Yeah, it's pretty tiny.
Anyway. What else have we got?
Stylish was just explaining why he didn't like the episode.
Gotcha.
I don't know if you're wanting me to read it, but it was kind of long.
Give me a summary.
Just that a death battle usually has really high standards of quality, and that didn't really feel up to their usual stuff, which I get. I think it was still fine. I tend to... it's really hard to have a consistent standard of quality as much as you want to, because sometimes things just happen, and it doesn't work out as well as you hoped. So I can't really fault them for not living up to what they usually do. I could tell they tried their best and it was fine, but I wouldn't like treat it worse because it's less than what they should have been delivering.
Anyway, anything else before we get into the next one?
Who's animating Pikachu versus Pac-Man?
That's Gabriel M, and he's incredible. There's a composite Yoshi?
I guess so. There's a lot of Yoshi stuff.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Yoshis. So, probably compositing Yoshi?
Ink has eaten this whole stream. It's true. It's just been one salad. I'm almost done with it. I hadn't eaten all day.
You just can't, like, eat the whole thing at once on a stream, because then you're unavailable for a few minutes and it's weird.
Yeah.
If Pokemon trainers are going to be included in the Pokemon fights, are they allowed to throw wooden logs at their opponents? Only if it's Ash.
We'll probably let Red fight alongside his Pokemon, because apparently they do that all the freaking time.
In the manga, but it's also not manga Ash in Smash. Or manga Red in Smash.
It's...
Games...
It's not just Red, though. It's just Pokemon Trainer. They have alts. True. Anyway, is all of them are going to be his real size? Yes, everyone's their canonical size.
I'm so excited for that fight.
Mm-hmm. Where it's live action, actually.
That's true. I am playing Plant, and he's playing Olimar.
Yep. I'm really excited for it. My costume just came, and the helmet was a little small for me. It only went over, like, the back of my head here, and I couldn't get it on. You're not really going to notice. I'll fix it in post.
We're still waiting for the hydraulic press to make sure ink is the right size for the episode, though.
I was also going to... We considered doing the thing from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory that just shrinks him down, but didn't work well.
Harder to obtain.
Anyway. Gregory Mency says, the game where Yoshi, Mario, Peach, and Luigi have a...
Why?
They're all in caps. Everything he says. That's how he's intending it to be. He wouldn't put it in caps if he didn't want me to read it like that. Anyway, should we get on with the last reaction?
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to be reacting to Kirby versus Majin Buu. We just handled Kirby in our own versus series Smash bracket that looks at each Smash Bros. Character in a tournament style to figure out who the strongest is. But Kirby is
the worst.
Why would they do this to themselves? Handle Kirby and Dragon Ball in the same episode.
Yeah, it sounds like an awful time to research.
Yeah. Anyway, let's just get in and watch the video.
Imagine right
Sorry
now,
about your ears,
what
everyone.
does the apocalyptic destroyer of worlds look like?
Stop thinking, because you're wrong. It's these pudgy pink terrors.
Kirby's so
Nintendo's
sweet, though.
Floating puffball of never-ending cheer and
Not in the
dreams.
manga.
And
Really?
Majin Buu, the most
got
vicious
creepy
monster
faces.
in the Dragon Ball universe.
He's
You
whizzing
see his
on boobs.
bedhead pictures?
And it's our job to analyze their
has
weapons,
hair?
armor, and skills to find out who
No.
would win a death battle.
He's super cursed.
Oh, dang,
Over
this is
1,000
2014.
years ago, an epic war waged
wild.
throughout the universe.
I remember when this
The
came
legendary
out.
Star
Me too.
Warriors battled
I didn't know
against the
anything about
vile
either
nightmare
character.
for the freedom of everything that ever was.
This is the episode that
Ultimately,
taught
good
me that
prevailed,
Kirby is strong.
But at the cost of many.
We were
many
that
lives.
episode for some people
Yet
now.
one infant Star Warrior escaped the carnage,
That's weird.
destined to awaken
Yeah.
a millennium later and save the galaxy.
I don't know anything
His name
about Right Back
is
at You.
Kirby.
We didn't look
That has
at
the
it.
best DDD voice, that's what I
Wait,
know.
what? The cute and cuddly pink puffball who lives in Happy Land? Are you sure you're reading the right backstory?
Yes, he crash landed on Popstar, the most confusingly shaped planet ever, and has been defending the Kingdom of Dreamland.
Anything you
ever
want to say
since.
about Popstar?
Nope,
Look
never
at him.
again.
Talk about Popstar.
No. Popstar.
Explain why you hate it.
Popstar is just horrifically inconsistent. And, like, I don't expect perfect consistency from any game, but, like, there are ways to measure Popstar, putting it anywhere from 20 centimeters, I think, is the lowest measurement I got for it, all the way up to, like, thousands of light years across. It's just so dumb. And
Even in the game, same game, it's not consistent.
yeah, it's terrible.
There's people who say they know exactly how big it is, and those people are lying to themselves and you and God.
It's easy to know how big Popstar is if you
We
don't
haven't switched the screen!
care about being exact. I don't think we did an intro either.
So, we're going to be watching Link versus So we're gonna be watching Kirby versus Majin Buu. Man, that's embarrassing. All right, now we can watch it together. Could you imagine if we made it through the entire thing?
We gotta watch it on. You need a second monitor here so we can keep the chat open.
I do need a second monitor. I've been yelling at you for 2 minutes.
Someone just call us on the phone next time. Maybe we should give our number to some mods so they can.
My ears. That's one of the funniest things in my life. Man.
Sorry about that. You're not making me talk about Popstar again.
All right.
I'm not thinking of that anymore.
Let's watch.
Imagine right now, what does the apocalyptic destroyer of worlds look like?
Stop thinking, because you're wrong. It's these pudgy pink terrors. Kirby, Nintendo.
Kirby really is sweet. I said that last time, but
You did.
And Majin Buu, the most vicious monster in
He
the
is
Dragon
not
Ball
sweet.
universe.
No.
He's
I do
whizzing
not
on
like him
boomstick.
like
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills
Why is he
to
so
find
full
out
of
who
holes?
would win a death
I don't want to
battle.
think about it.
Look at Kirby
Over
Rule
1,000
34.
years ago,
No,
an
never.
epic war waged throughout the universe. The
I've already
legendary
seen enough of
Star
that from the
Warriors
20th
battled against the
anniversary book
vile
for Kirby.
nightmare for the freedom of everything that ever was. Ultimately,
It was official.
good prevailed, but at the
There's
cost
official
of many,
Kirby porn?
many lives.
I don't want to get
Yet one
demonetized.
infant Star Warrior escaped the carnage, destined to awaken a millennium later and save the galaxy. His name is Kirby.
Wait, what? The cute and cuddly pink puffball who lives
doesn't
in
he
Happy
ever use a
Land?
spaceship?
Are you sure you're reading the
I
right
don't know.
backstory?
Yes, he crash landed on Popstar, the most confusingly shaped planet ever, and has been defending the Kingdom of Dreamland ever since.
But look at him! He's just so adorable and cuddly. He couldn't hurt a fly.
Kirby is a ravenous cannibal who thrives on the blood of mass murder.
Okay, come on.
Cannibal.
Holy
Cannibal thrives on mass murder. He's a sweet little guy.
Okay, he definitely kills everything.
But he
There's
does it
just
in
not
such a nice way. He always is happy about it.
He would probably also eat other Kirbys. I just don't think that they exist. I know there are in some games, but they're all him.
I hate Kirby. Okay. Kirby is a sweet boy.
He
or
may not look
thing.
it, but Kirby is a
It.
powerhouse.
It.
He possesses incredible strength, speed, durability, and an arsenal stranger than an average day in Florida.
His trademark power is his inhale ability, which sucks almost everything in with a powerful vortex. With it, he can clear out everything from a quick meal to an acre of forest in a matter of seconds.
Plus, Kirby's body is malleable, allowing him to stretch his mouth
That is
and
a
inhale
creepy
larger
scene.
objects.
That is a creepy
though
scene.
he does have trouble wrapping his mouth around extremely large and heavy things.
Like my dick!
Kirby weighs practically nothing, allowing him to inflate his body and fly like a sentient balloon. He can also traverse the skies and outer space using his personal vehicle, the Warp Star.
Which he can call up at any time on
It's
speed
so-
dial.
And
No,
doesn't
really,
warp.
He uses a cell
Yeah,
phone.
you want to talk about that real fast?
Yeah, it doesn't warp.
He calls it with a cell phone?
Ooh, maybe alternate media will let me back up the theory that the Warp Star warps. That would be nice.
Isn't it weird that that's a theory?
The only thing that supports it is that Sakurai said that obviously it warps. It's called the Warp Star. But he said it about Smash Ultimate. So it doesn't count.
Right Back At Ya isn't canon. It's complicated.
We've got
Canon's stupid.
yeah, we've got our own system for canon, breaking it down. Right Back At You is going to hold up to secondary canon in that system. So we will be using it.
Canon's an ambiguous thing. It's not just something's either canon or not canon. It's on a spectrum. Anyway.
Burst the skies and outer space using his personal vehicle, the Warp Star.
Which he can call up at any time on speed dial. No, really, he uses a cell phone. Somebody
I don't
get
know
me
how
that
I missed
number.
that.
I tried
Cell phone?
1-800-PINK
Yeah.
RIDE, but it was
We gave you clips
something
of it.
else.
Really? I'm
The
sorry.
Warp Star is Kirby's primary means of transportation through the universe and can fly at speeds faster than light. It is forged of Kirby's own energy, so while delicate, should it be destroyed, Kirby can easily create a new one on his own, making
Really?
the cell phone kind of pointless.
I'd be happy to take that phone off of his hands.
That still of
though
DDD
I'm a
is
bit
so-
iffy on standing
Yeah.
anywhere near that star-driving balloon marshmallow. Look at him. He doesn't even care. He's a monster.
It's about to get even worse. Guess what just happened to that poor creature?
What
See, when
did
Kirby
happen?
swallows a victim, they don't exactly die. Turns out Kirby's stomach is, in fact, an entirely separate and endless dimension of
I've heard
reality.
mixed things on
So
that.
he never feels
depends
full.
on,
Talk about getting your
whether
money's
you
worth
use
at an
the
all-you-can-eat
cartoon or
buffet,
not.
though.
Gotcha.
Kirby can trap thousands of victims in this abyss.
Right Back At You isn't made
Then
by
he can
Hal, but it
actually
was
enter
written by
his own
Sakurai,
stomach
who was one of the
dimension and
lead
draw
creators
from his
of Kirby.
captive's power using his copy ability.
How in the hell does he, like, swallow himself?
He likely projects an astral image of himself within the dimension which can act on the physical plane.
Where did that come from?
I think
He
it was
has
a guess.
astral projection?
Only into his own stomach dimension.
Kirby is a JoJo character.
Do you know anything about JoJo?
I know nothing. I've
Kirby's
never seen a
ability,
single
Kirby's
episode.
form and power change based on what he's eating. By devouring an enemy with a mallet, he can become Hammer Kirby, a master of whack-a-mole.
Fire Kirby can unleash a torrent of flame and survive all manner of heat. Ice Kirby freezes foes solid.
No, he still gets
Leo
hurt by
Kirby
fire.
is fast enough to
When
drive
he's
around
in,
the entire kingdom
when he
of
has his fire
Greenland in
ability, he
under
still
2
gets hurt by it.
seconds. Though
That is
who
true.
knows how he can see where he's going.
There's Mike Kirby, whose singing talent is apparently so awful, everything that hears it dies.
Oh gosh. That's like that scene
Like
in
plays at karaoke night with the
Rise of
ladies.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, where they start a band and perform so badly that an army of robots all just commit suicide.
That scene is so good.
It's... Oh gosh. Anyway.
That's my favorite scene
Stone
from the
Kirby
show.
is nearly indestructible, and Sword Kirby is a master with a blade. He can even fire sword beams, which can cut through anything
Sephiroth.
without mercy. Damn! But that's not all. He can
Or
pour
Link.
a ton of energy
I'd
into
guess
the blade
Link.
and make it grow into the powerful Ultra Sword.
Fighter Kirby is
That's
a
probably
master
its best
martial
feat,
artist,
right?
and
Shattering
by inhaling
that-
a miracle fruit, he becomes
cut through
Hypernova
volcanoes.
Kirby, capable of
The volcanoes are
devouring
like
worlds.
a foot tall.
Last but not least, by absorbing
Yeah,
his own
'cause he's
warp
very
star,
tiny.
Kirby can create his ultimate weapon, the Star Rod, a magical staff powered by dreams and capable of destroying evil. And most of the moon.
The only problem with Kirby's copy ability is they don't last. One bad hit, and there it goes.
But even without an added ability, Kirby is remarkably tough. He's powerful enough to crack a planet in half, fast enough to
That's
run
such
on
a...
water,
Do you want to talk
and
about
strong
that?
enough to throw a monster
Talk about
30
the
times
planet
his
cracking.
Yeah. I guess that goes back to the size of Popstar, which just no one knows. He obliterates it in the manga.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. We used the planet cracking to figure out the size of Popstar, but it's pretty sketchy.
Everything with it is sketchy. Like, people have all sorts of methods, and all of them are wrong at the same time in different ways. Even ours. Everything about the Kirby universe is just... The Kirby universe is an outlier and should be thrown out.
I'm okay with that.
size on a frying pan all the way to the sun, circled the burning star, and returned to Kirby's feet with a perfectly cooked monster.
How do you measure that?
I think that might be the most ridiculous
They
feat we've ever
just
seen on Death
tweeted
Battle.
it as,
But he's not just strong. He's so
giving it
tough
the
that he was
speed
barely
of,
phased after being
leaving the
crushed under
atmosphere.
thousands of tons of
That's what I
pressure, and effortlessly survived an explosion massive enough to eclipse the entire world.
He's achieved all of this despite being only
Being crushed under
It
thousands
looked
of
like an
tons
explosion.
of pressure,
No, watch
and
it closer, it
effortlessly
just dissolves into
survived an
flowers.
explosion massive.
Oh, check that out. Oops, I was trying
That's
to...
the problem with Kirby, along with everything else about Kirby. It's just, everything is so confusing.
And the whole impressiveness of this feat depends on the size of Popstar.
Yeah.
Which, that's the whole Kirby
enough
franchise.
to eclipse the entire
I hate it.
world.
He's
I
achieved
hate it.
all of this despite being only 8 inches tall.
See,
You
it's
should give
not
your
the
theory-
size of the monster,
I
it's
should
how he
give my
throws a
theory.
fucking
We
humongous
never- you didn't put that
frying
into the
pan
video.
No,
side
but we
back.
should mention it.
Well,
Why don't you
Kirby
put my
does
screenshot
have
into the
one
video?
crucial
What
flaw.
screenshot?
He's
The one
a
that you said you were
baby
putting
and
into the
has
video
yet to fully
explaining my
mature
theory.
as a star.
Because I don't even remember what I
he's
ate for
not too
breakfast
bright,
this
so
morning.
he's
I just
not gonna
forget
be whipping
everything.
up any genius strategies mid-fight.
I'll be
Fortunately,
mid-sentence
he's
and
powerful
forget what
enough to
I'm-
get away with it. Kirby is the most adorably
14
terrifying
light
thing
years
in the
tall,
world.
stylish. I got more exact numbers later.
All right, real fast. What's your theory on Kirby's height?
All right.
Totally
so,
holds up. I actually like it better than...
I believe it. I'm 100% convinced of it personally.
I do too. I can't say it because it's stupid.
Well, so is Kirby.
Yeah.
All right. So
it's not your
Kirby in the Sluggers, Star Sluggers. I don't remember the actual name of that. The baseball
minigame?
one. Yeah. He hits an asteroid very, very far, light years far, And by using the measurements given in that minigame, you can find the size of the asteroid, which is light years tall. But then you can see that asteroid right in front of Kirby, which means that Kirby has to be light years tall. 14 light years tall.
Because even Kirby's size, they give him officially at 8 inches, but it's super inconsistent.
Yeah, it's all over the place, including up to 14 light years tall. So my theory is that Kirby is 14 light years tall, and that minigame is the only place we've ever seen Kirby actually use his real power and in his real form. And every other instance that we see Kirby is him exploring the planets that he's sucked into his stomach, and he's astral projecting himself, which is why everything is so inconsistent, because it's not real.
It's all just in his stomach.
Yeah, it's just... Discord is going around... Not Discord, sorry. Silas said Discord. Kirby is going around 14 light years tall, sucking up galaxies, and then going around and exploring them in his stomach for fun. And that's every game we've played except for the one minigame. And that is the best way I can explain Kirby.
If we made Kirby 14 light years tall in our animation. It wouldn't make any of his feats more impressive than we have them now, but...
Yes, it would.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, like, it wouldn't change his top end, but it would make a lot of his stuff. We can't see this screen? That's not what... No, that was a while ago. Someone told me there was a trivia. Oh, Death Battle trivia. Originally, they wanted to do Ditto versus Kirby, but when they realized he could throw stuff to the sun, they instead pitted him against Boo.
That's interesting. I could see Ditto versus Kirby, but that would just end up being Kirby versus Kirby.
Ditto would win.
You think? I guess Ditto would be smarter.
And faster, and have all of Kirby's stats.
That is true. Anyway. Let's see. Yeah, Kirby's just slouching.
Yeah. He only looks 8 inches tall because he's slouching down from 14 light years.
Terror is something unpredictable, unstoppable, and dreadfully deceiving.
This is going to get us
A
copyright
perfect description
claimed.
for the pink monstrosity known as...
1 second. It's going to get us copyright claimed by Toji. That's fine. We don't need to monetize it.
Yeah.
Majin Buu.
Should everyone donate? Wait, if they donate, does it go to the people who claim us, or do we get that?
That goes to us.
Majin
Actually, it
Buu is
depends.
a fat pink
Just
man-sized
donate
baby
before they
thing
claim
with
us.
enough
The
power to
donations wouldn't,
destroy
the
a
ad
planet.
revenue would.
Oh,
And I
that's
assume
fine
he's
then.
made of some sort of bubble gum. Probably Big
The
League
Boo
Chew.
Saga was the
Boo
worst part
has
of Dragon Ball
existed
Z.
since the dawn of time, but was
Original
only
Dragon Ball
discovered
was
5
slept on.
million
It
years
might be
ago
my
by the
favorite.
nefarious wizard Bibidi.
Yeah, I loved it.
Bibidi released Majin Buu on
The
a
original
helpless
Dragon Ball
universe
is way better
with intent
than
on
all of
destroying
Z.
everything. After annihilating hundreds of planets, Bibidi set his sights on
I also
Earth,
really like
sending
Super. I hear
Buu
people
ahead
hate on
in a
it, but I also
sealed
liked
capsule
that
just
better than
waiting to
Dragon
be
Ball Z.
released.
I agree.
But then
Except the
Bibidi
Cell
got
Saga.
himself killed before he could get to Earth and release the Pink Terror. But no worries, the weird lizard wizard
I don't have
thing
good
had a
opinions.
backup plan in the form of a magic clone named Bobby.
But I'm self-aware,
Yes,
at least.
clone, not son. That was a mistranslation. So Bibbidi, Bobbidi, and Boo. Put them together, and what do you get?
A Disney lawsuit.
Anyway, the doppelganger Bobbidi set out on a quest to recover Boo and complete Bibbidi's plan.
Eventually,
This whole
Bobbidi
show
found
is
Boo
weird.
and opened the monster's
really
shell.
is.
But turns out there was
Original
a
Dragon Ball was
slight
like
defect, and
pretty
Boo was,
consistent and grounded too.
A complete
I wouldn't
idiot.
call it grounded.
That's much more.
More grounded.
I hate his voice.
Majin Buu.
Really, this entire saga just sucks.
Positive.
Boo is the equivalent of a man-sized.
I tried
toddler
donating,
with the
but I'm not
power
in
of a
France, so I
billion
can't because my
nuclear
phone.
warheads.
That's too bad. Mais merci.
I appreciate the thought, Stylish.
Talk about your terrible twos. Boo
He's
has a
two?
ridiculous arsenal for killing
I
worlds.
think he's
I don't-
less
Fly,
than that.
shoot
Ugh,
lasers,
I don't
destroy
ever wanna
cities
look
by
into Dragon
breathing
Ball.
too hard, and can fire a beam from his
People
head
would
penis
hate
that
how he
turns
handled
people
it.
into candy.
It'll happen at some point.
Poop's sake, that's not his genitals, it's his... Well...
What is it?
Actually, I don't know what it is. Which brings me to his strangest
I
ability,
love the
his
scene
whole
where the
body in
candy
general.
beats people up.
Whatever he's made of, it's
Yeah?
magic in nature.
Yeah, and it's so
Boo's
funny.
body can be
very
pulled,
dumb.
stretched, or even ripped apart with no negative
is
effects.
gross.
He can
Kirby
even
can do
pull
this too.
entire slabs from his belly and use his own flesh as a
I
weapon.
hate that.
Ah,
I hate that
this is
so
just
much.
Getting stranger and stranger.
Goku
Yes,
versus
and he apparently
Kirby.
does feel
I
pain,
think
though it
Kirby
seems
could
to
poison
please him,
Goku.
like some
and that
sort
would kill
of
him.
combat masochist. Fortunately,
'Cause he
his
dies
body
from
can
disease,
regenerate almost
right?
instantly.
He can be blasted to smithereens and reform
Goku would
himself
also,
in
like,
seconds.
one-shot him.
He's practically invincible.
Boo can mimic
so.
any key attack after seeing it in action only once. This is how he learned Goku's Kamehameha Wave and Supreme Kai's instantaneous movement teleport. But his copying prowess goes even further. He can physically
I hate
absorb
that.
other people, transforming his mind and body.
The change in tone between Fat Boo and Kid Boo is so dramatic. It reminds me.
Don't pause on that. Ugh.
It reminds me of the Digimon anime where you get Agumon, who's like Pepper Breath, and he talks in this voice, and then he goes, "Agumon, Digivolve to Wargreymon." Like, oh man.
It's the most
It's not as bad
disturbing
as
thing
that.
I have
That is
ever
pretty
seen.
fun.
Each version of Boo has
Kirby
a different
is a god. No,
personality
he's
based on who
He
he's
might
absorbed.
literally be.
Fat Boo is cheerful.
Maybe.
and
Everything
childlike
about
due to
Kirby's a
absorbing
fan
the
theory.
carefree Grand Supreme
That is
Kai.
true.
But then there's his original and most dangerous form, Kid Boo.
He's so tiny. He's like a little kid in MC Hammer Pants. This can't seriously
If we
be his
didn't use
deadliest
minigames
form.
and only
Kid
took
Boo
Kirby
is pure rage
at what he shows on
incarnate.
screen, he'd be like so weak.
Yeah.
He can get so angry, he's capable of tearing holes in the
almost ended
fabric
up
of reality just by
Getting
screaming.
completely
Or
stat
if he's
stomped.
fed up with whatever planet he's on, he'll just
I still
blow
think
it to bits
Jigglypuff
with his
wins
planet
it.
burst attack.
I
In a
think she
universe
can
chock
some
full
of
of
the
planet
time.
busters,
I think she
Majin
takes it
Buu is one of
majority.
the strongest. He has
I think
destroyed
she
entire
paralyzes Kirby
galaxies by
because
systematically
she's controlled by
obliterating
a
each planet
trainer.
one by one over time.
She's not controlled by
He's
them.
defeated
Or
most of
guided
Dragon
by
Ball
one.
Z's most powerful
trained.
And has a
characters,
ton of battle
including
experience.
Vegeta,
Anyway, we should look at
Gotenks,
this.
and Gohan.
He one-shot the king of the demon realm and easily bested the Supreme Kais.
Who are like the gods of other gods. So needless to say, Boo is pretty friggin' strong.
How do you even
But he's
handle
also
Dragon Ball
extremely
without
cocky,
weird
caring
power
little
scaling?
about strategy or personal
Dragon
safety.
Ball is
And while
power
his
scaling.
regenerative ability seems to make him indestructible, Boo is one of the only Dragon Ball characters whose body has been visibly affected by ordinary bullets.
And while being able to destroy planets, his body's not tough enough to tank the explosion, forcing him
Why
to
do you turn into
regenerate from a
brains?
mass of pink
I
particles.
don't. There's.
Despite having the mind of a child and a
Why
body
did
of
they
clay,
design this
Majin Buu might
character?
just be the deadliest villain in Dragon Ball history.
So neither of them really strategize, right? They just kind of hit stuff.
Yeah.
I actually don't remember this fight at all.
The
Kirby
like,
versus.
the outcome. Or-
All right,
No, the
matches are
battle.
set. Let's end this debate
Yeah.
once and for all.
But first, if you like Dragon Ball,
All right.
make sure you check this out.
I do like Dragon Ball.
With their stats, I think Boo definitely wins though.
Really?
Like I know the outcome. Yeah, like their best thing was Kirby cracking a planet in half. And Boo's best thing was destroying like a solar system in 10 seconds.
That's true. And the thing with Kirby is he like never operates at his power level, like maximum power level.
Yeah.
People will disagree with that. They'll say no, he is. He always hits with like what's the most common argument you hear for him having his maximum power all the time?
That he has it.
And when he destroys stuff but can't destroy it in one hit like a box or
It's gameplay mechanics.
gameplay mechanics, which there's this idea going around that like designers of games just don't have any grasp on how strong the characters in it are supposed to be. And I don't get that. Like, obviously, there's some limitations with what you can pull off, but not really, because I feel like creative game design can display a character at any level.
I agree. I'm pretty sure I played a game with realistic light speed travel.
Really?
It was real trippy.
All right, let's go.
I'll have to try and find that.
Kirby music is so happy,
It really is. So good.
and the games are so dark. Hello. Well, they got his voice down. Let me, that was a loud fight. I'm really impressed by the voice actor.
It's the same voice.
Oh, it is?
It's
This one's pretty controversial. It's because no one agrees on Kirby, and everyone's wrong about him and right about him at the same time.
Boy,
Kirby's freaking huge here. Why would Boo? No, Boo's like 6 feet tall. Kirby should be way smaller. That's alright.
I mean, all the other enemies are Boo size.
Or 14 light years tall.
That's true. Why is Boo so tall here?
Dang. Kirby's being competent.
What did he grab?
What do you mean?
He just grabbed Kirby by the toe.
I hope he did. He did! Kirby can actually store abilities, which is interesting.
You hurt Boo. Almost.
Boo is so cursed as a
We need to let Kirby talk in his next animation.
Kirby and Jigglypuff weren't the same size in the animation. Jigglypuff is twice as tall, and that's how they canonically be next to each other. Now, if this was a true Dragon Ball animation, they'd have like 5 minutes. Oh, hey! There we go! Oh, I thought you were just going to scream.
I love the faces. They're so dumb, but in a good way.
Can he teleport?
Yeah.
Can he teleport across dimensions?
I don't know.
Oh, he's got the fruit thing. Nova fruit? What's it called?
Hypernova?
Yeah, it was floating around in his stomach. Wait, what? Why was there... Are they different people? Kid Buu significantly stronger than Fat Buu?
I don't think so. It's kind of a power one.
Yeah. Kid Buu absorbs Fat Buu in the show. That look at it. Oh, they got the animation in. That's a fun reference and I hate it. Wait, why'd you shoot that one? Oh, he can create a new one, that's right. I would say it's kind of done that Boo's just standing there, but that's Dragon Ball. This is long, I feel like they don't make the animations long. He can shoot like a Kamehameha wave?
I have no idea what that was. Kirby has like...
Could Kirby... What would happen if Kirby tried to copy his ability?
That's a Sephiroth.
I like, is it really? Yeah. I like that they had, the break to show the lightning. I was confused at first, but it seemed on par with how long Spirit Bombs typically take. I think it was like a joke about the episode breaks. Everything's so expressive here. Like there's so much personality. Into the sun. Couldn't you teleport? Well, it's. You were right. It's his size.
No, that's way smaller than Kirby.
Oh, that's fun.
The whole time.
Kirby can punch at light. No, he
Oddly
can't.
enough,
He can't
Kirby's
punch at light
strength,
speed. He never does
and
anything
durability
like that.
matched and surpassed Boo's.
Does he?
Yes, Boo has more destructive capability, but Kirby's inhale and copy ability let him absorb and rebound anything that could have killed him.
And Kirby's no slouch when it comes to power. He tanked a planet-sized explosion
feel like Kirby
without a
probably has some
scratch
forms
when
of
the same
damage that
kind of
Boo
blast
hasn't
turns
yet.
Boo into mush. And remember the frying pan thing?
Popstar is approximately the same size as the planet Shiver Star, which is actually a post-apocalyptic
Hey,
Earth.
talk about Shiver Star. So the
No.
claim is Popstar is around the same size as the planet Shiver Star.
Kind of blast turns Boo into mush.
The problem is just that you never actually have a comparison shot between them. Like, the only way you see them is where, like, they're obviously not sized to scale when you see one of them in the background because they're just way too close and big. Or they take up a similar proportion of the screen in the level select. But that is already an abstraction, and so it's not very accurate to say that they're the same size just because they're taking up the same portion of the screen.
And this whole argument's based on the assumption that Shiver Star is the same size of Earth or is Earth, which just doesn't hold up. It has similar like continental shapes or layout, but Earth is confirmed to exist elsewhere in the Kirby universe.
I mean, I guess I could buy that it's a similar size, just like it's obviously modeled after Earth.
Definitely.
But I don't know. It's just not very explicit. And even if
Yeah.
it was, it doesn't actually compare to Shiver Star or to Popstar.
Yep. Anyway.
Gravity and escape velocity must be similar to that of Earth's. Throwing the
That said,
giant
I don't
acid
fault them,
monster
because you
Popon
can't
up to the
measure
sun
anything.
means Kirby threw at least 3.5
Yeah.
tons over 25,000 miles per hour.
So I'm curious
And
why
that's
they
not
didn't
even
use his
counting the
minigame.
giant frying
Was
pan
the game
or
not out yet?
return Trip.
It was
No,
24
it was.
Kirby's warp star
Okay.
moves faster than light. A speed Boo has never had to combat before.
Yeah, lots of people
But
say Shiver
Boo's
Star is
like,
Earth,
Boo
but
could have
it's
teleported
just
away
it's
from
not
the
true.
planet burst ball, right?
Well, his instantaneous movement has limits in extreme situations, such as when he didn't use it when a similar giant ball of murder was killing him at the end of Dragon Ball
Oh wait,
Z.
what was it?
Boo just
He didn't
couldn't
teleport
stomach
away
the
from the spirit bomb that killed him because he didn't do that in the anime.
Uh,
The same attack killed him.
Yeah, that's fair.
this fight.
So
The
like,
winner is
he
Kirby.
probably should technically be able to, but I guess he's just limited by himself.
Next time on.
Well, there we go. What are your thoughts on this one?
I don't understand why Kirby won. Like,
I could make an argument for him winning with their stats through like his different abilities, I think, but
I feel like they were comparing, like, just stats here. It sounded like he won because he could reflect Boo's attack back at him, which I guess is a viable strategy.
Kirby right back at ya.
But I don't know. I just feel like the rest of his stats were incomparable to Boo's. So, I don't know. It didn't make much sense to me.
I feel like if we did it, Boo would probably win.
Yeah.
I don't know. Kirby could probably one-shot Boo, but Boo could probably one-shot Kirby.
Maybe.
10 out of 10
It was
since
a great
Kirby
fight.
won. It was.
Like,
So
I don't think the outcome was supported by what they said, but
8 out
it
of
was
10.
still really fun.
Let's see. I see an 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10. I give it a 7 out of 10 probably.
I'd give it an 8.
Really?
Yeah.
I'd say 7, 7.5. But yeah, it was super expressive, a lot of fun. Let's see, between the three we watched,
This one was my favorite.
I'd say this one, Link, and then Shadow versus Mewtwo. But I liked all of them; they were all good.
Yeah.
Let's see. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this one. We're going to be doing more Death Battle reactions each week, probably each week. But yeah, so hoping to do more soon. Question from Fair Game Smash. Do you think you can post a video on the bracket schedule for round 1? We can't do the schedule, but I am going to do a video showing each fighter's matchups. But yeah.
That's a good idea.
7 out of 10 because the research is a little dated. Oh, I think you got to judge it for the time it was made. 1 out of 10, too trash, no DDD. That's objective.
But also true. There
Also
was no DDD.
Can't Kirby just eat Boo and game over?
He could maybe teleport out.
If he took his power, it just
Does he take their
kills
power?
him.
I don't know how that works.
I don't know if they know how it works. I'm willing to bet Kirby's the strongest character on the Smash roster. Okay, we have his strength higher than most places I've seen. Way higher than most places I've seen.
Yeah.
And in my mind, he's not a top contender to win.
Like, I agree. I would be surprised if anyone beat him out in terms of, like, attack potency. Just because he's so strong offensively. But the rest of his stats aren't that impressive.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe
I think
his
Mewtwo
other
would have beat
stuff.
him.
Yeah.
Mewtwo, just Pokemon in general have a lot of ways to make stats irrelevant. And kind of beat people who otherwise wouldn't be beatable. What about Joker? I think Joker would beat Kirby.
If that's the question? I don't know. I'd need to think about it. I think he could beat Kirby. I don't know who would win most of the time.
We also, like, this isn't an official analysis or anything. Kirby could still win the whole thing. I'm betting Sephiroth to win Smash Bracket. I'm curious about this, actually. I don't know how many people we have in chat, because OBS Streamlabs, I don't know how accurate it is. But who do you all think is going to win the bracket?
Olimar.
Olimar.
Olimar is my dark horse. 70,000 Pikmin swarming you is horrifying.
Yeah, Olimar can call out 70,000 Pikmin, which is insane.
I think it's actually only 7,000 at once. He's got a cap of 70,000 in storage.
But he can call them out instantly.
Yeah, it's
just let them come out as they die.
It's crazy. I don't know what...
And they can all have bombs.
Yeah. I don't know what having 10,000 acid Pikmin with bombs swarming over you would do. But
so let's see. Dark Samus. Okay. Phazon's going to be real hard to overcome.
Phazon, I think, is either going to end up being incredibly, like, unhandably... That's not a word.
Unmanageable?
Yeah, like, it's going to either be way too strong for anyone to deal with, or it's going to end up being irrelevant. The problem is that radiation is really weird, and Phazon just doesn't really act like radiation, so I don't know what it's going to end up being.
I also see Bayonetta. We haven't looked into her yet, but from what I've seen in her games, her feats are really clear-cut. And yeah, I could see her being a contender. Steve. Here's the thing for Steve. We'll get into it very briefly. He has no strength feats.
The books hurt Steve so much.
Yeah, so there's a set of canon books that are put out for Minecraft, put out by Mojang, and they're really cool. Like, they expound so much on how things in Minecraft work. But unfortunately, with Steve, one of the things that people say for him about him being strong is his inventory, or what he's able to lift. You read the books. I'll let you explain it a bit more.
Yeah, so the thing is that Steve doesn't lift his inventory. They are either weightless or kept in a pocket dimension where they're weightless.
Even when they're in his hand, they're weightless, right?
Yep, they're also weightless in his hand, and also his armor is weightless. And also, when he attacks blocks, it breaks after a set number of hits based on the tool, not his strength. And
that's not a mechanic, right? That's something they specify.
Yeah, that's just
lore.
how it works. So yeah, I've never seen anyone dunked on so hard by like a source.
Like, and the thing is, I feel like it's consistent with how he's portrayed in the games. I mean, it's put out officially. It's definitely intentional and repeated in multiple sources.
I've read 8 books, and not all of them work because some of them were like real life people just playing the video game, which obviously, or they were modded. But the ones taking place in the Minecraft world were super consistent about it. It was very weird, and I feel sad for Steve.
Let's see. Yeah, so people... let's see. Hey, Brando, how's it going? We're talking about how Steve doesn't have any lifting feats.
Steve's arms are 9 inches thick.
I hate that.
That is gross.
That's...
it doesn't mean anything. It is gross.
That said, Steve has impressive... Like, he has a good versatility. MacPat has calculations for how strong Steve is. I'm almost positive it's not going to be taking into account that things are canonically weightless. And it feels so lame to say that. I wish we could say it's otherwise, but they really pretty explicitly specify that he's not lifting things, he's not breaking things with his strength. It's just how he interacts in the game.
Zombies and villagers, on the other hand, do not get the weightless hacks. So it's something about Steve's races or ability, but yeah, every villager and or zombie you find is stronger than Steve.
Yep. Which is unfortunate.
The thing that I hate about Steve is that it's got a really explicit physics system built out and very detailed, which means we have to use that instead of ours. And that is going to be a huge pain to translate.
And here's the thing. People get really disappointed when their characters aren't super strong or don't come in at really impressive measurements. But Minecraft, like, the lore that they built by specifying that he doesn't use strength, by specifying that he's not lifting stuff, I feel like that adds way more to his character and the lore of the series and makes it so much more interesting than if they were just saying he has this insane amount of strength.
Since he doesn't have a lifting feat because everything in his hand is weightless, does it mean it's infinite? I mean, I guess you could argue that, kind of.
I'd argue immeasurable before I'd argue infinite.
It's effectively infinite for anything small enough that he could fit in his hands. So, kind of. That wouldn't translate to anything, but I guess he could pick up really heavy things. Like, maybe he could pick up Thor's hammer.
Maybe. That's interesting. Let's see. Real fast, I want to go through who other people think, and then we'll end the stream.
Could he pick up a black hole?
I don't know. Let's see. More Minecraft, or MatPat already has calculations for how strong Steve is. Yeah, I just don't agree. I haven't even seen it, and I know it's not right, just because the specifications. Steve or Kirby. Shulk. I hear a lot of people saying Shulk. Mega Man. Mega Man has crazy versatility. Like, I feel like he's going to be able to put up a fight against characters that otherwise wouldn't have a strong counter. And that goes with any character with a lot of versatility, like Jigglypuff, for example. Dark Samus, Cloud. I'm anticipating Cloud to be pretty impressive.
Yeah. Honestly, all RPG characters are going to be pretty impressive.
Yeah. Waluigi versus Daisy, because it's a fun matchup. Also, they're not boyfriend-girlfriend, and they're better as friends.
And they don't have to kill each other.
And they don't have to kill each other. I'm not going to do it in a way that feels bad for fans of the characters. Are you going to count Zombie and Enderman and Smash Bracket? Yeah, we're doing a Battle Royale for Minecraft, which I'm really excited about. So Steve versus Alex, and we did find differences on them, versus Zombie versus Enderman. But yeah, anything else we should cover before we end the stream?
I don't think so.
We're going to be probably doing that Kickstarter coming up for Super Smackdown. I'm really excited for it. So keep an eye out for that. Even if you can't donate any money, just being able to share it out, or even if you could just back $1 on day one, it'll be huge. We're probably going to have a relatively low goal, but it'll really help us get the series going. Super Smackdown is going to be a lot more similar to Death Battle in format, but it's still going to have our rule set and our interpretations for characters. Just because that's my favorite way to do it, and I feel like it's the most accurate way, but once again, it's hard to be accurate with things that don't have an objective measurement. But yeah, anything else we should talk about? Any last-minute questions, jokes, riddles, complaints?
If Zombie can build, I'm fine with this.
Glances at Percival, the Night Dude, who instantly debunked your video there. That was a bad debunk. It just didn't hold up. Will you be making Nickelodeon All-Star? Let's see. How much money you got, Doc? Let's see. Soul Z, how are you going to handle the Mii's?
Series. We don't know how we're handling the Mii's. They're very confusing.
Yeah.
I know that a robot on the Discord has been putting in a ton of work to research them, and he is really good at compiling info.
Yeah.
So I will probably trust what he gives us. We'll do our own research, of course.
I will say, Orzorb, he says, as a Ridley main, I'm sad that Ridley died in the first episode, but it made sense. We are redoing that episode, and Ridley is freaking insane. Both Ridley and Link are getting some pretty serious buffs, and it's going to be a really cool fight, and fans of Ridley and fans of Link are going to be really happy.
Ridley has a ship that is bigger than the moon, which is now canon with our new system.
That's so cool.
It is so cool. It has a black hole tractor beam.
What?
Yeah. He goes to a planet, and he's like, we're going to invade this planet now, turn on the black hole tractor beam. And they leave it on for just enough time that it starts warping the planet and sucking it to them, and then they, like, turn it off before it becomes a problem.
Huh, that's cool.
It's so cool.
Oh, real fast, I want to say, someone's asking, anyone here watch Galaxy Grudge Match? That's a really fun versus series. They handle characters a lot differently than we do there, kind of in a more traditional versus sense. Oh, wait, I think Grudge Match is the one. I always get Galaxy Grudge Match and their other one confused, even though I watch both of them. But yeah, they're all really fun. So yeah, search it on YouTube and check it out. There's so many really cool kind of small indie versus battles. I hope eventually, like, we get big enough that we see people make fan versus battles that kind of replicate our rule set or interpretations of characters, because I think it's the most fun way to do it. But
that's just us.
That's just us.
Stylish asks if the rule about characters being aware that they're in a tournament still applies to SmackDown.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. It might not be an ongoing tournament, but they still be aware that they're competing with each other.
If Bandana DD makes it into Smash, he's going to fight Kazuya. The last DLC automatically fights him. But yeah. Anyway, I think that's our stream for today. Almost 2.5 hours. It was a really fun stream. We like doing this stuff. We're going to be cutting these up into videos. But yeah, thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Later.